This is Tailgate Week, fired up by Kingsford Charcoal.
The State Fair of Texas. A day for some fun in the sun, where two old rivals get set to bump into each other for the 105th time. Grab your finest crimson and cream or your burnt orange and go from the midway rides to the ride of your life in college football. From the Cotton Bowl, it's Texas and Oklahoma. And inside, 96,000 will be on hand, split right down the middle at the 50-yard line. If there's a better scene in any sport, anywhere, I don't think I've seen it. Number 21 Texas and the 8th-ranked Sooners. It goes all the way back to 1900 in Austin. They moved it to Dallas in 1912 and permanently into the Cotton Bowl in 1929. And what happens is, normally if you win this game, you win the Big 12 South. If you win the Big 12 South, you've got a chance for a Big 12 championship and the BCS that goes behind it. Welcome to Dallas, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. This time a year ago, Oklahoma stumbled in here with 2 losses already. And Bob Stoops says it feels a heck of a lot better to be 4-0 than 2-2, even though there's some questions about his team right now. You talk about questions about a team. How about Texas? 3-1. Mac Brown, his worst loss ever last week at home to UCLA. With more on that and what they're going to have to do today to be better, my partner's on the field, Todd Blackledge.
Well, Brad, the energy down here on the field has been amazing, unlike anything I've seen. And that energy and intensity will be particularly important for Texas. Now, I know that their offense turned it over 5 times last week, but in the second half, their defense was unusually sloppy with missed assignments and missed tackles. The best chance for Texas to win this football game today is for their defense to take control of the action at the line of scrimmage.
The team that runs the ball best and doesn't turn it over inevitably wins. That's what Mac Brown's hoping from his Longhorns today, and here they come. Have won 4 of the last 5. Bob Stoops hoping to turn that around with more on Oklahoma. Back to Ledge.
Brad, these teams are very similar on both sides of the ball, but one thing I've seen is Oklahoma has 2 bona fide playmakers in running back DeMarco Murray and wide receiver Ryan Broyle. Now, I asked their offensive coordinator, Kevin Wilson, how many times you want them to touch it? He said at least 35. The best chance for Oklahoma, let their playmakers make big plays.
Comes Bob Stoops' Sooners. Norman is actually closer to the Cotton Bowl than Austin is, if you can believe it. Nothing better than a good old-fashioned Red River rivalry on the first weekend of October, on a perfect day where they do everything bigger in the state of Texas, including a guy with a 75-gallon hat, Big Tex.
Howdy, folks. Coming up, it's football, Big Tech style, as the Sooners and the Longhorns battle in the Red River rivalry. And we'll take you inside the State Fair of Texas as Tailgate Week, fired up by Kingsford Charcoal, continues after this.
This is the Dr. Pepper Rivalry Series, unrivaled competition.
This one's embarrassing for me. As a head coach, I'm responsible for everybody in this program, from the trainers to the managers to the walk-ons to the kids to the coaches, everybody. And it was not fair to Texas fans. It was not fair to the players, and I've got to do a better job.
Those were the comments of Mac Brown after a 34-12 loss in Austin last week to UCLA. That was Monday. It didn't get any better on Tuesday. As I'm sure all of you know, there was a gunman on the Austin campus that was firing shots during the course of the day. Mac had to rally his troops, lock the doors to the Longhorns offices in the football facility, find all of his players either by phone call or text, and get everybody locked down. Of course, that gunman eventually went on and killed himself on that fateful day, but didn't do any damage to the rest of the student body in Austin, so that part was good news. But it hasn't been an easy week at all for Mac Brown in Texas. And it's not just about football. And that's life and death, obviously. Texas won the toss and deferred. So the Longhorns will be set to kick off. Justin Tucker with DeMarco Murray and Moses Madu waiting deep for Oklahoma. It's in the low 80s. It is a Chamber of Commerce day in the city of Dallas. And for the 105th time, it's Texas and Oklahoma, and we are underway. Moses Madu at the 5, and he is tracked down at the 15. Only an 11-yard return. Landry Jones will lead out Oklahoma. Captain, sophomore, who was put in under fire last year when Sam Bradford went down in the first game of the season we did, Todd.
Yeah, and he's playing so much better this year, and he really gets off to fast starts. He's completing over 75% of his passes in the first quarter. Look for a lot of quick throws early for Landry Jones.
You got up here pretty quick, partner.
We were hoofing it.
Nice hustle. From the 17-yard line. DeMarco Murray. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Okafor made the stop on the defensive side for Texas, and OU goes without a huddle, and Jones in the shotgun. Sort of an offset pistol set here with two backs, and now Murray will flush to the top of your screen, and he'll throw it out to him. And Texas is waiting. There's one of the playmakers as flags fly in that Todd was talking about. Loss of about 2 on the play, and the flag came from the secondary. Referee today is Tom Walker.
Well, both teams are pointing that the penalty is on the other team. I'll let Tom sort it out for us.
Personal foul, defense number 1.
There was personal foul on the defense.
Automatic first down.
An automatic first down. I did not get the number. There was too much feedback in Tom's microphone.
I thought he said number 1.
Yeah, that'd be Keenan Robinson, and that's Mac Brown is saying, wait a minute. So that's not the start Texas wanted after 2 nice plays defensively to end up with an automatic first down for Oklahoma at the 30-yard line. Jones across the middle, completes it for about 5 to Kenny Stills. Stills a freshman. And Robinson, the guy that had the penalty, made the tackle.
I mentioned the quick throws. Oklahoma, in studying them on tape, they do a lot of throwing where the ball only travels about 5 yards or less. Get the ball quickly into playmakers' hands and let them make plays in space.
Second and 5, and DeMarco Murray swallowed up again. He lost 2 yards. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Sooners of Oklahoma. Up front, Stevenson, Eckert, Aburn, Evans, and Mensick. The backs and receivers, you've seen a lot of them already on this opening drive. Murray in the backfield. Miller, Stills, and Broyles, the wideouts, and Rattery's the tight end. So here's first third down of the ball game.
This is one of the areas Will Muschamp said we must affect the quarterback. When we get him in third down, we've got to affect Landry Jones.
Not affected enough. Quick slant, first down. And it's DeJuan Miller. Shockey Brown was covering, but just a quick throw, pickup of 8.
Well, you know the attention is going to be on Broyles, who's a slot receiver. This was to the other side to DeJuan Miller against single coverage on Shockey Brown, and a nice throw by Jones.
Well, the Sooners have moved it by penalty, now by first down pass out to their own 42-yard line. Here's a little trap coming back to the near side to Murray, and again defensively no gain on the play. Emmanuel Acho made the stop. As we take a look at the Longhorns defensively, if you hear the name Acho a lot today, it's because there's 2 of them out there and they're really good. Sam Acho, Okafor, Randall, and Jones. There's the linebacking core. Here's a deep pass, incomplete. Kenny Stills covered by Curtis Brown, and the secondary, Curtis Brown, the senior out of Gilmer, Texas, part of that 4-man back group that did a nice job on that play. Brown, Scott, Gideon, and Williams.
Well, Curtis Brown got dinged in the head a little bit last week, and Oklahoma going right after him on a deep ball here early in the ball game.
Jones wants to throw a screen. He's got to throw it in the dirt. Texas does a nice job as a penalty marker flies in.
I think they're going to call holding because DeMarco Murray was the intended receiver, and they just wrapped him up and grabbed him and wouldn't let him get to the football.
Holding. Defense, number 91. 10-yard penalty. Goal plays first down.
Keyston Randall, the defensive tackle, is responsible for playing screen. Now watch as he reads the screen, and here's Murray. He says, wait a minute, you're not going anywhere. I'm just going to hang on to you right here. And Landry Jones is able to draw the penalty. So 2 costly penalties against Texas in this opening drive.
A holding and a personal foul, and Oklahoma in Texas end of the field now. 2 tight ends in for the Sooners for the first time as they've got it at the Longhorn 48.
I think I said Randall. It was actually Sam Acho 81, not 91. And on pass situations, they'll move.
The play is not an automatic first down. The line to gain was more than 10 yards. It'll be third down and just short of the first down.
So it is not a first down.
I was just saying, in pass situations, Texas will move Acho inside to a tackle spot and bring in freshman Jackson Jeffcoat to rush the passer. So you'll see him both on the outside and inside.
So short yardage here, and Oklahoma 45% on their conversions so far this year. It is 4th down and short.
Now, yeah, that changes things a little bit. You think you got an automatic first down, and then they say it's 3rd and short, and then
Now they got it back to 3rd.
3rd and short.
Now they've got it straight down.
Here we go.
It was the guys on the sticks on the far side that had us confused. They've got the 4 changed to a 3. 3rd down and a couple feet.
They're on the Texas sideline. Right?
Well, yes, they are.
wanted it to be 4th down.
Texas wearing white, by the way, today because Oklahoma is considered the home team here, so they're in their crimson. Now they got an eye backfield with Murray behind Millard. Texas almost jumped into the neutral zone, and it's Millard straight ahead, the freshman fullback, and he easily gets a first down and a pickup of 5.
A nice little deception that time for Oklahoma. You know, everybody in the stadium probably thinking they're going to give the ball to DeMarco Murray, their go-to back. Instead, the quick handoff inside to the fullback.
And the quick snap as Jones rolls out, throws on a run to Murray on the run, and he's got another first down for Oklahoma. Inside the 35 to the 33. Nice throw on the run.
Yeah, very little success running it so far early for DeMarco Murray. So what do? You slip him out of the backfield and throw it to him on play action and gain 11 yards.
Jones comes back the other way. And this one's to Broyles, and he's run out of bounds at about the 25. 8 more on the pass play.
We see this a lot in college football. The up-tempo offense. Oklahoma, one of the best at doing it. And every play in this drive has been up-tempo. No huddle, calling the plays at the line of scrimmage, and in some cases, snapping it fairly quick.
2nd down and short. Jones in the gun. Murray is there with him. And the throw out in the flat, and Broyles almost broke it. Nice open field tackle, or it might have been a touchdown.
See, that's the key thing for this offense. With those 2 guys, Broyles and Murray, is get the ball to them quickly in space and then let them make a play. Now, they almost, had a big one there, but it's just a shoestring tackle away from a touchdown, and that's what you get.
Aaron Williams is the guy that made that tackle, but it's still Oklahoma moving down the field to the 22-yard line of Texas on the opening drive of the ball game. And they got here partially because of the courtesy of a couple of big defensive penalties on the Longhorns. Inside handoff and a pickup of 2 or 3 for Millard. Okafor made the tackle for Texas. So 4 minutes into the opening quarter, and Oklahoma knocking on the door a little bit.
Last week, when Texas got throttled at home by UCLA, it was their run defense.
Murray, 2nd man through, got a crease, got the corner, and got the touchdown. Nice run by DeMarco Murray. years ago, he had a huge game in this matchup with Texas. Good start for Oklahoma. They go the length of the field, and DeMarco Murray from 18 yards away, one of your playmakers.
Yep, one of the playmakers, and it was the up-tempo that did it for Oklahoma on that touchdown play.
Jimmy Stevens in for the point after. Seven 0 Sooners after an 82-yard drive in a little over 4 minutes.
Not much for Murray, but look at how quickly they snap the ball. Texas not set on defense. They get the block by the fullback. They get the tackle Stevenson out, and DeMarco Murray gets Oklahoma on the scoreboard first.
Well, the Sooners draw first blood, 7-0. 83 yards and 409.
Well, you look at DeMarco Murray. He had 4 carries on that drive. 3 of them were for a loss of yardage, and then he pops the big one for the touchdown. You just keep feeding the playmakers. Sooner or later, he's going to make you look good.
Last year, he caught 8 passes in the loss to Texas, 16-13. But now he's got his Sooners out in front here in the first quarter. DJ Monroe and Malcolm Williams waiting on the kick.
Unusual kick formation for Oklahoma. They started this the second week of the year. It's kind of a scramble, a bunch formation on both sides of the kicker, and then they spread out after the ball struck.
A very short kick. And coming up on a hurry at the 16-yard line is Monroe. And Monroe, though, nice coverage after it looked like he had a running head start and that he might be able to make something out of it. So now Garrett Gilbert comes to the forefront, the quarterback for Texas. And he was thrown to the Wolves in the national championship game when Colt McCoy went down. So Landry Jones and Garrett Gilbert, very similar situations last year with star quarterbacks in front of them. And he'll be in an empty backfield to open things up for the Longhorns at their own 27-yard line.
It's a formation they've not shown yet this year with the tight end split out wide.
Out in the flat. Oklahoma pursuing. Going to be a loss. Kirkendall with a catch, but Tony Jefferson, a freshman who you'll see a lot of #1 today because he's all over the field. He makes the tackle.
It's funny, Holly Rowe was at Oklahoma's practice on Thursday, and she said Tony Jefferson was feeling the wrath of Brent Venables, the defensive coordinator, because he wasn't lined up in the right spot, but all he's doing is third in the team at tackle. So he makes plays. He's just got to get lined up right every time.
That's his 26th tackle of the season, in fact. Quick throw. Kirkendall the other way. They track him down the same way, and another loss of 1. Well, they tried it to the left, they tried it to the right. Neither one of them worked. And they put themselves in a 3rd and long situation.
Well, if you have any question about how fast Oklahoma is on defense, these first 2 plays kind of show you.
Yeah.
I mean, they try to go sideways, and they lose yardage. And this is where Oklahoma is very, very good. 3rd down defense. These guys here will stand up, get down, move around. They don't give you clean looks very often if you're an offensive lineman.
3 wideouts, and Fozzie Whitaker is in the backfield with Gilbert. Steps up in the pocket, throws on the run, and a nice throw, but it's going to be well short of the first down. Dropped at the 30. Greg Smith, the tight end, and a good series by the Sooner D. 3 and out for Texas. A fired up bunch of Sooners right now. John Gold to punt. And Ryan Broyles, you talk about a playmaker back there. Look out if he gets his hands on it.
You'll be very disciplined if you're Texas on this punt and punt coverage team right now.
Last year, Broyles was 3rd in the country at almost 16 yards per punt return. But Gold hung this one a mile in the air. And he's got to take the fair catch at the 25-yard line. 45-yard kick. As you might expect, a little bit of fun. Fans are into it. The Horns down a touchdown early.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here. Nissan, proud partner of the Heisman Trophy. and Cheez-It, because at Cheez-It, real cheese matters.
Back in the Midway, back at the State Fair at Texas, and Oklahoma leading 7-0 here in the first quarter. 8:42 remaining. Landry Jones moved it around the field on the Chick-fil-A drive recap. He did a nice job rolling out, finding DeMarco Murray out in the flat, and came back the other way in a similar looking play to Broyles this time. Broyles picked up decent yardage, and they went to the high backfield. Miller, the fullback, got a great kick-out block right there. DeMarco Murray cut it to the outside, 18 yards for the touchdown. Now they start at the 25 this time.
Yeah, you saw 2 completions for Jones. He was actually 6 for 7 on that drive, so a great start for the quarterback.
He's in the shotgun here on first down. Quick throw over the middle is complete again. At the 30-yard line, DeJuan Miller makes his second catch.
Here we go again. Oklahoma right to the line of scrimmage. It doesn't mean they're going to snap it quick like they did on the touchdown, but there's always the threat of that. And here they go quick.
They did. And Broyles has got this one, and he is short of the first down, I think, by about a yard. The other thing that happens here, you talked about Will Muschamp and what his defense went through a week ago against UCLA. Their tongues might be wagging a little bit already because it was 3 and out for the offense of Texas.
Last week it was the running of UCLA, 264 yards. They only threw it 9 times. In this game, a little more balance out of the Oklahoma offense.
Again, they go back to the eye with the fullback in front of DeMarco Murray on 3rd down and short. Less than a yard to go, and it'll be the fullback, which it was the last time they had 3rd and short. And again, Millard comes through with the 3-yard pickup.
You got to go to that opening touchdown drive for Oklahoma. You mentioned the 2 penalties. They were huge. And last year in this game, there were 21 penalties. It was kind of a sloppy game. Yep. Those penalties, Texas can't afford those kind of penalties and put their defense in jeopardy.
So Oklahoma at the line with another first down at the 36, leading by a touchdown. Here's that draw play again to Murray. This time it worked better. Kind of a sprint draw as Landry Jones goes one way and Murray comes back the other, and he's got a first down.
That's the kind of play that UCLA really hurt Texas with last week. They ran a pistol, and this is kind of a version of a pistol. Start the action one way, come back the other way.
And now they come back quickly again to Broyles. Whoa, did he take a shot in front of his own bench? But he got 13 more yards.
You see how many throws there are to Oklahoma as you take a look at the hit on the sideline. How many throws are right around the line of scrimmage? Get it to them quick, let them make plays. And that time, DeJuan Miller, number 24, got a great block for Ryan Broyles.
That was almost a helmet-to-helmet thing from Blake Gideon, who put the hat on Broyles on the sideline to knock him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. But again, Oklahoma right back in Texas territory. 3 wideouts all to the top of your screen, and they're going to throw it out there and hope for a block, but Broyles dropped it and goes after it just in case. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, you can see this tempo is so fast for Oklahoma. You should have seen it Thursday at practice. These guys are running it so fast. Kevin Wilson, their offensive coordinator, actually pulled them together at practice Thursday, said, guys, we've got to be able to go even faster. You can see they've put their mind to it, and they're doing it right now.
And remember, it's hot down there. This time, Moses Madu for about 4 yards near the 35-yard line. Keenan Robinson made the stop.
Kevin Wilson up in the press box, and he's always thinking a couple plays ahead to try to increase his tempo. Will Muschamp knows it's coming.
Straight up the gut again. Madu's got a first down. Oklahoma just blowing off the ball right now. Their offensive line's doing a great job on the Texas front, opening holes, and Oklahoma's 4 for 4 on 3rd down already.
And those are the guys, the offensive line, that have to be in great shape, because you can run receivers in and out of the game, but those hogs up there have to stay in the game and keep running.
Inside the 30, now Jones comes out from under center, has a look to the sideline, relays it to his troops up front at the Texas 29. Murray. DeMarco Murray cuts back inside. He's got about 8 more.
Right now, there just seems to be a little bit of doubt in the minds and the bodies of this Texas defense. Talked about what happened to them in the second half last week. Well, they're starting to get gashed a little bit here in the first quarter against the Sooners.
2nd down, about 2 to go. Stretch got the first down. The 16. Keenan Robinson knocked him off his feet. DeMarco Murray's got something working right now.
Well, and the Sooners have great balance right now. They really have this Texas defense back on their heels because they're mixing quick throws and runs, misdirection things. They really have the aggressiveness going offensively and taking it to Texas.
Oklahoma has 11 first downs in the first quarter already. They fake the short throw, go to the end zone. Touchdown. Kenny Stills, what a grab and what a throw. Todd, I didn't know if he could put it over the defensive back's head enough to get it there. It was perfect.
It was perfect. Over his head to the outside shoulder of the receiver. And you mentioned it. Fake the short after throwing all those little bubble screens and then get the touch.
Stevens in for the point after. Just like that, 14-0 Sooners. 5:29 remaining. A happy quarterback and the guy he threw it to. Landry Jones on a strike to Kenny Stills in the end zone. And it's a shocked Longhorn nation right now. Oklahoma 14, Texas nothing. Kenny Stills with a touchdown grab to cap another long scoring drive by the Sooners. Todd, I think you threw some this perfect in your day, didn't you?
Well, Ryan Broyles, they're going to fake the screen. They've already thrown it to him a bunch. Fake it to Broyles, their playmaker, and then slip Kenny Stills to the end zone. Now, Vaccaro's in good position, but that's a confident thrower in Landry Jones, who's 10 of 12 now. Just put it in the perfect spot.
You almost can't defend any better than that one was. And it still was right there.
If you're 6 for 12, you probably don't make that throw. You throw it away and live to play another day. But when you're 10 for 12, take a shot.
Kick. DJ Monroe camps on it at the 10-yard line. The speedster trying to find an opening, and he won't find much. Out to about the 25. We'll get an update. Let's head back to the studio. Robert Flores. Robert.
Thanks a lot. I'll be updating you on games going on across the nation, starting with this Taco Bell studio update.
Battle of unbeatens in Bloomington, Indiana. Number 19, Michigan and Indiana. Jannard Robinson has run for a touchdown and thrown for a touchdown. This one to Roy Roundtree. Wolverines up 14-7. Brad, save me a corny dog, would you?
I'm having one at halftime, or at least part of one.
I was going to say only one.
Only one. First down, Texas. Trying to establish something on the ground with Fozzie Whitaker. And Foswick got about 3. Quentin Carter made the tackle.
They can't panic if you're Texas. I mean, you've got to stick to what you came into the game wanting to do, even though you're down 2 touchdowns. And you've got to try to make a couple first downs here because your defense is in desperate need of some regrouping on the sideline.
Whitaker in the backfield with Gilbert in the shotgun. He'll give it to him again. And maybe to the 30. It'll be 3rd down and 5 again, though. Travis Lewis made the tackle, and he makes a lot of them.
There was a lot of talk in Austin this week about the letdown at home against UCLA for the Longhorns. There was a lot of talk about Oklahoma, you know, kind of almost losing on the road at Cincinnati after blowing out Florida State. They kind of struggled to win the next couple. Boy, they look good today on their game. 133
yards in over 7 minutes with the football. Here's the 6th play so far for Texas, hoping just to pick up, as Todd said, a first down. 3rd and 5. Gilbert throws, completes it. It is a first down. And now they moved it out close to the 40. Malcolm Williams. That'll help fire up the Longhorns a little bit. Anything that goes right now would help.
And I like Garrett Gilbert now. He's got an arm, and he can make throws. In fact, he has a bigger arm than Colt McCoy. Obviously doesn't have the experience that Colt McCoy had, but he can make some throws that Colt McCoy couldn't make.
A little more room to work at the 40-yard line. And now they go with the sweep to the left, and it's DJ Monroe, and he's got unbelievable speed. He is gone. That 60 yards didn't take very long, did it? Longest play from scrimmage this year for Texas. And DJ Monroe puts the Longhorns right back in the thick of this one. Justin Tucker for the point after, and it's good.
Misdirection running hurt Oklahoma last week with Cincinnati. Watch him fake the reverse and watch the lead block by Kyle Hicks, number 64. He actually got two guys, and then the guy in pursuit, Jonathan Nelson, is going to pull up and not be able to finish the play. And it's a touchdown for Texas.
Monroe comes in, his first play from scrimmage not being on a kick return. And I'd say he made the best of it.
Yeah. They wanted to get him more touches. I mean, he's not very big, 170 pounds, so they can't hand it to him 25, 30 times in a game. But they got him out on the edge on that play, exactly where you want a guy like that, and he made a big play.
He had a couple of fumbles last week against UCLA, one on a kick return, one on a play from scrimmage, but still he ended up as the leading rusher last week against UCLA. Well, he's got more than the 51 he had last week right there as part of a 75-yard drive in a hurry. Got to think that whole Texas sideline just went like this.
Yeah, big sigh of relief. And let's see if it doesn't fire up the defense a little bit.
Adu and Murray, the number 1 and number 2 tailbacks for Oklahoma, are also their kick return men. They await Justin Tucker's offering here. Adu at the 5. Moses just parted the waters on Texas. Oh, but he's tripped up. Tucker, the kicker, might have saved the touchdown. 39-yard kick return. This one opened up perfectly. There was one guy left. Luckily for Texas, he got a hat on him.
Kicker.
Great starting field position for Oklahoma, and so far they've been unstoppable. 2 long scoring drives, 13 and 11 play drives, in fact, that covered 83 and 75 yards so far. Out in the flat is Millard, and does a nice job to get out near the 50-yard line. Saturday Night Football on ABC and ESPN2 tonight. This will be a dandy. Top 10 battle. Number 9 Oregon, number 4 Oregon, number 9 Stanford, I should say. Presented by Southwest Airlines, part of Tailgate Week. Some big matchups. Alabama and Florida. That game I just talked about, and of course one we're watching right here. Stills the motion man for Oklahoma on 2nd down and 4. They get it to the second man through, and it's Madu again. And after his kick return, he takes one from scrimmage down to the 43.
You know, Keenan Robinson, number 1, was late getting to his fit, or his gap that he was responsible for, and that's right where they ran the football. I mean, Texas had a guy there to make a play, but he was late getting there.
And again, Oklahoma hurries. They're going to flare it out to Madu. He got one block, and he twists his way down to the 35.
This is what I love about Oklahoma's offense. And 2 years ago, when Sam Bradford was a junior, I thought they were the best offense that I've seen in college football since covering it. Because of their ability to get in the spread and throw the football from the shotgun, and also to get under the center and run power football. Their balance of under the center and in the shotgun is better than I've seen anybody do.
Well, we talked about how Landry Jones is so much more comfortable this year. Last year, you know, he had a guy that was the Heisman Trophy winner. As we go back to that game in Dallas, you and I did it. Sam Bradford got hurt against BYU in the first half. Then he actually came back in time for the Texas game in almost the same exact type of play, and that was the end of the season. Now Sam went on, and he's making some pretty good dough for the Rams right now, and got his first win last week. Congratulations, Sam, on that, by the way. But Jones, you know, this is his team now.
Yeah. and valuable experience last year. You know, he got to, for every quarterback, you have to learn on the job. You have to learn as you go. You can't just learn it on a chalkboard or in a film room. And he got to do that last year. And he is so much better and more confident looking this year in everything he's doing.
DeMarco Murray comes back in behind him. Second down and 4. And he'll get the call. Murray sidesteps one and then runs into a Longhorn wall after maybe a yard gain. Jared Norton, the inside linebacker, made a hit. And we're down to 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. An action-packed first quarter, especially if you're a Sooner fan. DeMarco Murray with an 18-yard touchdown run. And Landry Jones to Kenny Stills for another touchdown. Big third down here. And Jones
missed the handoff.
Turned around to try to find somebody, and he wasn't there.
Well, it looked like he wanted to give it to Millard, the fullback, which they've done on 2 third and short plays already. And for whatever reason, there was a misfire. Watch, he's going to hand it to Millard, and Millard ran right by it. And so then Landry Jones had to keep it, and Texas gets the stop.
But now it's 4th down, and it looks like Oklahoma's just going to keep on moving. They need to get to the 33-yard line. They got about a yard and a foot left on 4th down. 2 out of 3 on their 4th down conversion so far this season. Jones rolling to throw and fires it. Complete.
I think they called it a catch.
And Mack Brown is right there, and the Texas sideline erupts.
Well, I thought Texas had this really well covered. Emmanuel Acho is right there on DeMarco Murray. And Landry Jones throws it in the only spot he could, right to the sideline. Does he have 1 foot in or not?
I don't know. I thought his knee might have been on the chalk.
Completed pass for a first down. Previous plays under further review.
So the guys upstairs, Terry Turlington and the replay officials will have a look.
It's another spectacular throw by Landry Jones. I mean, there's only one place to put the football. And it's either your guy catches it or it's out of bounds.
The big question is, and it was a heck of a catch too, the question is, was his knee on the chalk when he made it?
Now remember, the ruling on the field was catch.
There's the best look so
right
far.
Right there, that looks like it's inside the white.
Yep.
And it would have to be evidence enough to overturn that call, which was a catch.
I don't think we have indisputable video evidence, because from those 2 angles, that's just unbelievable pitch and catch right there.
Yeah, that end of the stadium is going to be upset when they get this call, but that was a heck of a throw and catch on a 4th and 1. And again, your playmaker, DeMarco Murray, get his hands on the football, whether it's running or catching it, he'll make something good happen.
Well, DeMarco Murray's been doing that for a long time. In fact, he's got over 100 receptions, which is number 2 all time in the running back category for Oklahoma. Quentin Griffin's the number 1 guy, but he's great out of the backfield, and he showed it there.
And if I've seen Kevin Wilson enough, if this ruling goes in their favor, which I think it will, Texas is going to feel a little bit of frustration and deflation. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go right to the end zone on the very next play and try to capitalize on the emotion.
Again, we wait on the replay officials to send down what they feel is the call to Tom Walker, and the call on the field was a catch on the Texas sideline.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Catch, first down.
At the 31-yard line. So as Todd said, the right half of the stadium's happy, left half not so much.
Again, I would be not surprised at all to see play action and try to go down the field towards the end zone for a big play on the heels of that decision.
Stills has already caught a touchdown pass. He's to the top of your screen. Broyles is the slot man, and he's Mr. Danger Zone on the left.
And he looks like he's in single coverage on Blake Gideon.
They'll go to Murray, and he's stacked up for no gain. Emmanuel Acho, and now a little bit of shoving after the play. As they call this one, some people just call this the fight instead of the Red River rivalry. And that's what it turns into sometimes. As we wind down the first quarter. Jones, now he goes long. Incomplete. On the near sideline, down at about the 7-yard line. intended for Dewan Miller. So now big third down here, right with just 16 seconds remaining in the quarter.
And you wonder if Will Muschamp is going to dial up some pressure. I mean, they have not really been able to pressure Landry Jones at all. A lot of quick throws, but 3rd and 10, he's going to have to hold on to it a little longer.
Texas brings an extra player up front. Looks like they're going to come with it. Jones fires incomplete, so the pressure got to him, and he landed on his back for the first time on the afternoon. Randall came with a heat. Jones finds number 12, his jersey, for the first time a little bit dirty.
Now that's what you have to do. You have to affect the quarterback, but Oklahoma says it's too long for a field goal. We might as well take a shot.
So they go on 4th and 10 at the Texas 31. Jones fires deep middle, almost intercepted by Kenny Vaccaro, and the Longhorns are going to take over.
Actually, better that he didn't intercept it, because he was going to the ground if he catches it inside the 10. As it turns out, they get better field position. The good news, they had it very well covered, and they came up with the stop.
So Texas first got the touchdown. Now they come up with a big stop for the first time from their defense, and they've got the ball back. Well, Dallas sports fans, everything you need to know about the teams you care about the most, log on to ESPNDallas.com. Talk about OU and Texas, the Red River rivalry, talk about the Cowboys, the Rangers, Mad Stars, and a lot more. ESPNDallas.com. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, with you from the Cotton Bowl on what might be the final play of an exciting first quarter. DJ Monroe scored the Texas touchdown. No gain to end the first quarter, but he electrified the crowd in the first quarter with a 60-yard touchdown run. End of one. Sooners on top, 14-7.
Find a way to wash away any regret you have.
Everything about this game is different.
Not many people get to stand as a player or coach in the Texas OU game.
You just have to calm yourself down, just go out and play ball.
It's Texas OU. It speaks for itself.
It does speak for itself, and it's been speaking that way for 105 outings. That started back in 1900 in Austin. Then here at the Cotton Bowl and the State Fair of Texas since 1929. Play action to Fozzie Whitaker. Gilbert's going to load it and go deep down the sideline. Incomplete, out of bounds. Malcolm Williams, but Gilbert showing his arm there. And my quarterback back here, what do you think of the two guys so far? Actually, Landry Jones has been sensational.
He has been. I mean, you know, if you come into this game and you say, okay, we're going to get to run 34 plays in the first quarter as an offense, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. And Landry Jones is doing a great job of orchestrating things. Now, it's up to Gilbert now to make some throws, because they're not going to be able to run the ball, just line up and smash it on Oklahoma. They've got to throw the football to have a chance.
Let's see if he throws here on 3rd down and 10. You would expect it. He comes up trying to battle the noise because he's in the crimson end of the field right now. And he dropped the ball, but he covered it himself. And Texas will have to punt. Jeremy Beal, one of the captains of the defense, came around and knocked the ball out.
Well, Oklahoma came with pressure. They brought an extra rusher, and Beal just beat his man this way. They brought pressure this way, but Beal just whips his man, the right tackle, Britt Mitchell, and gets to the quarterback and almost creates a turnover. And last week, Texas, 5 turnovers against UCLA, all inside their own 45-yard line. That was part of their demise a week ago.
And Oklahoma, one of the most opportunistic teams in the country, 3rd best in the nation in their turnover margin. Texas has been struggling in that area. Another nice punt. Broyles has got a call fair catch again, so Gold does his job of keeping Broyles from getting loose and being able to run back punts. Take a look at Week 5 storylines. Nevada's in the top 25 for the first time in a long time. Stanford, their highest ranking. They'll take that against Oregon tonight on ABC and ESPN2. 14 spots is what Texas dropped after that humiliating second half against UCLA in Austin last week. First time out of the top 10 in a long time. Joe Pa, 3 wins from 400. They take on Iowa on ESPN tonight at 8 o'clock.
That won't be an easy win for Penn State.
They've had trouble with Iowa over the years. First down at the 30 for the Sooners. And on the ground is DeMarco Murray. Texas has done an okay job. They, as you said, bottled up Murray and held him to no gain or short gains except that one touchdown run. And in the last 2 weeks, Texas, we talked about what happened a week ago against UCLA, and 14 points and 159 yards already today.
Last week in that second half, 18 missed assignments and almost as many missed tackles. Very uncharacteristic for this defense.
DeMarco Murray goes in motion out of the backfield as Jones has all kinds of time to throw and completes it for 5 out to the 37 of Kenny Stills again. And right back to the line go the Sooners, and another third down. Texas trying to change up personnel. Will they have enough time? They run a couple guys off. 2 more fresh bodies come in.
Now this is where they need pressure on the quarterback. If it is indeed a pass, and the guy they need to get going is Sam Acho, right here, number 81. He's been their best player so far this season.
Millard, the fullback, motions and goes right back to where he started. They throw it that way, and it's incomplete. Looked like a little bit of confusion as Rattery, the tight end, was the intended receiver.
Well, they tried to run, you know, defense is called a pick play, offense is called a rub play. They wanted to throw it quickly to Murray, but he was covered, and those other guys are just running interference on the inside. That's why it looked like there was commotion and contact in there.
Tress Way will punt away. And on the other end is Aaron Williams, averaging a little over 9 yards per punt return. Not a good kick off the side of Way's foot. Takes a great bounce for the Sooners, though. And in the end, it's going to look pretty good on the stat sheet. Inside the 15-yard line. 48-yard kick that wasn't too good on takeoff. We'll see if Garrett Gilbert can take off with the Longhorns offense when we come back. Michael Chiklis stars in the super-powered series of ABC's No Ordinary Family, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on ABC. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, and Holly Rowe. No ordinary game here. It's Texas and Oklahoma. Texas, 1 touchdown of 60 yards. Their other 9 plays have netted them a total of 13 yards. They got to get something going. And Mac Brown knows it. Let's see if they can from their own 15-yard line. Monroe, the guy that scored the touchdown, flanks Garrett Gilbert in the shotgun. He gets the handoff, but they stretch it out, and he's going to lose yardage. Travis Lewis made the hit. Loss of 3.
What a great play by Travis Lewis. Just maintaining leverage. He kept his outside arm free and just made a great play behind the line of scrimmage, and that's what great players do.
2 years ago in this game for Brent Venables, Travis Lewis had 19 tackles in the matchup with Texas. 19. That's crazy. 2nd and 13. Draw play to Fozzie Whitaker. And Whitaker doesn't have anywhere to hide either. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. You know, we talk about the losses that Texas had to the NFL. Well, when you start with Colt McCoy and you end with Jordan Shipley, those 2 buddies, and they hooked up 116 times last year. You can't lose guys like that and expect to be a lot better.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got a young quarterback. You've also lost 2 veteran linemen coming into this season, and your best receiver coming into tonight's game, Mike Davis, is out with a knee injury. He was the leading receiver, so this team is still trying to find an identity on offense right now.
Of course, if you're a Sooner fan, you could say, hey, we had 3 #1 draft choices. We lost. What about us? 3rd and 10. Gilbert, a slip screen on the outside, but it's not going to be enough. To the 21-yard line goes Whitaker, and Texas will have to give it up. Travis Lewis, another tackle.
Outside of the touchdown by Monroe, the only good thing that Texas has done offensively so far is not turn it over.
Right.
Because that has been a problem this year. Again, 5 turnovers last week, 10 fumbles coming into today's game. That was tied for 106th in the country in turnovers.
John Gold, you look behind him, he's done an excellent job of keeping Ryan Broyles from being able to return punts so far. He's hung him up high. See if he gets some great hang time again. No, not at all. That one wasn't golden. That wasn't even silver or bronze. Went out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. Going to be great field position for Oklahoma near midfield when we come back.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by Nissan, proud partner of the Heisman Trophy. Pizza Hut, your favorite plays deserve your favorite pizza. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut. And Kingsford Charcoal, proud sponsor of Tailgate Week.
Over in the midway, and while we look in, we've got a time right now to check in with our trivia question of the day. Who's the only player in NFL history to be a member of 5 straight Super Bowl teams? It's got to have something to do with this game. Think it over. Meanwhile, Oklahoma, best starting field position. They're on the Texas side of the 50 at the 48-yard line after that short punt.
And here's Broyles right here. He's been a little quiet here in the last couple possessions.
DeMarco Murray going left. DeMarco Murray spinning his way inside the 35 and down near the 31-yard line. With the exception of his touchdown, his best run of the day.
Yeah, and that didn't look like it was going to be anything. I mean, there were defenders there, and he just broke tackles and spun and turned it into a first down. And I thought this was going to be a loss of yardage play, and DeMarco Murray made something out of nothing.
Murray and Broyles more than the Texas offense with their combination of receiving and running. First down, Oklahoma at the Texas 31. And this time knocked down, maybe for a loss, in fact, by Keenan Robinson. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, the biggest difference for DeMarco Murray this year is he's healthy. The coaches say he finally got a healthy preseason where he could train and build up his body, and he started a yoga class, guys. He said yoga is helping him stay injury-free.
Doing a great job here in the first half. Jones going deep. Flags are down. He's got his man Broyles. Touchdown. If it stands, it's 31 yards for the score.
Illegal shift on the offense. Number 85. Intercepted for the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
First penalty of the day against Oklahoma. Bob Stoops saying that's okay, but it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah. Didn't get set for a full second before the ball was snapped. Again, Oklahoma was trying to go with a quick pace, and Broyles didn't get set, but made a miraculous catch on the other end. That was a tremendous effort.
Sure was. You were saying he's been quiet. That would have livened things up for him, but instead it's second down at 15. Jones throws it to Broyles again. Different result this time. Pickup of 3 or 4. I beg your pardon, almost 9.
And officially, that's the 20th pass attempt for Landry Jones.
Wow.
And 14 of the 20 have been throws that have been 10 yards or less. Now, there's more yards gains after it, but take a look at that. That's amazing. 12 of 14.
He's coming off career highs in passes attempted and completed. Ball in and out, incomplete. And a flag down. Kenny Stills and Shockey Brown are tangled up a little bit.
You know, part of what draws a call like that is how well the ball is placed by Landry Jones. I mean, he is throwing it so accurately right now, putting it in the right spot at the right time, and he looks good.
He sure does. I mentioned last week he was 36 of 51 for 370 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and he's on pace to throw more than that today. Again, all the penalties, 3 on Texas defense, and that's where they don't need to hurt themselves any further. They trail by a touchdown here with 9 minutes and change remaining in the first half. DeMarco Murray, and this time Texas tracks him down after a pickup of a couple. Eddie Jones hit him first, and then Keenan Robinson cleaned up.
We asked Kevin Wilson what's different about Landry Jones. Why is he better this year? And he said, well, he's just more confident, obviously, and he's more comfortable with the communication because they do so much communicating at the line of scrimmage.
Fake the handoff to Murray. That might have been a busted play too. As it is, he throws a strike down to the 10. DeJuan Miller, first and goal, Oklahoma. Maybe that play was supposed to look like that, but it looked a little weird on takeoff.
I think it was supposed to look like that, but it was supposed to be a quicker throw. But the quick throw wasn't there, and so he had to wait for Miller to get all the way across the field.
First and goal at the 4. Murray trips on his own and actually lost a little bit of yardage. He's second down a goal. So Oklahoma, remember, they started this at the 48-yard line after a short punt, so they haven't had to go very far. This would be another demoralizing gift here if Texas gives them a touchdown to retake a 14-point lead. High backfield again. Miller, the fullback. And they give it to him. The freshman got down to the 2, maybe the 1. Jared Norton made the tackle. They're not afraid to give it to the kid, are they?
Well, and because everybody is so concerned with Murray, the quick hitter has been there for Oklahoma.
Miller, a freshman, but he's 246 pounds of fury in there. They've handed it to him several times at short yardage. Now they got it. Third and goal just outside the Texas 2. They show the same formation with the tight end Hannah on a wing to the right side. Now they shift both tight ends to the left. Third and goal, Sooners. Jones, play action to the end zone, wide open. James Hannah for the touchdown. Sometimes you wonder why they do all that shifting with the tight ends. So there's the payoff right there.
Well, they started him on the right, they moved him to the left, they motioned him back to the right, and then he was wide open in the back of the end zone.
Well, the Sooners about to go up 14 again after a 14-0 lead. And this time they only had to travel 48 yards in 8 plays to get the scoring toss.
I think Texas just broke the huddle with too many guys. Jackson Jeffcoat was running off the field right before that kick.
And the penalties decline because they don't want to get any closer than they already are for the extra point attempt, or you can find yourself with a funny angle if you're a kicker. Jimmy Stevens, meanwhile, knocks it through to put Oklahoma back in front by 2 touchdowns. 7:19 remaining in the first half in the Red River rivalry. Right now, Sooners have the upper hand, 21-7. Josh Heupel talking to Landry Jones, who just tossed his second touchdown pass of the game. 21-7 Sooners. 82 degrees and sunshine in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl. Tressway to kick it off. Marquise Goodwin and DJ Monroe wait on the other end for Texas. It'll be Goodwin at the 5. Cuts to the middle of the field and nowhere to go. Can't even get to the 20-yard line. Well, it's tailgate week, and it's time for another edition of Todd's Taste of the Town, brought to you by Expedia. I would imagine it's something to do with the state fair, Todd.
When it comes to food at the State Fair of Texas, you don't think healthy and you don't think foofy, you think fried. And if it's something that can be fried, it's probably here. I stretched my stomach to its very limits, but at the end of the day, I had to come back to the fried delicacy that started it all here at the fair, the Fletcher Corny Dog.
The Corny Dog known worldwide, not just statewide. Nice throw by Gilbert out to the 25-yard line to Malcolm Williams. Texas trailing by 2 touchdowns with 7:08. They've got all their timeouts remaining, so any kind of scoring drive here would certainly help the cause for the Longhorns before the break. Fozzie Whitaker back in the tailback spot, and Fozzie's got himself a little room this time. Out across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, they got a good block on the middle linebacker, Tom Ward, who had a tough time over in Cincinnati last week. They ran right at him, and now a little tempo from the Texas offense.
Greg Davis giving Texas or Oklahoma a little taste of their own medicine. Play action for Gilbert. Steps up. Deep ball. He's tried this once. Both times incomplete. He got it close to Malcolm Williams. Aaron Colvin was covering.
Yeah, tremendous coverage by Colvin. Last week he got called for a couple pass interference penalties, but you can't be in better position. I mean, he knew where the sideline was. He was in perfect spot. He had his eyes turned to find the football and no way to make that throw.
A second down and 10 for the Longhorns. Again, they've got 5 guys that'll be in the pattern here for Garrett Gilbert. Quick throw near side, nowhere near the intended receiver. Was tipped at the line by Price Macon.
It's been a little bit of a problem for Gilbert so far early in this season. In fact, he had 3 interceptions at Texas Tech, and 2 of them were caused by deflections at the line of scrimmage.
Now that end of the stadium is going to really get loud again for him, because the Crimson's on that side, and it's 3rd down and 10 Texas.
The guy you have to be most concerned with if you're blocking is that guy right there, Beal. Jeremy Beal is their best pass rusher from the end position.
Gilbert to the far side, and it'll be short of the 1st down to Kirkendall. Texas will have to give it up again.
Oklahoma expecting pass. They rush 4 and get enough pressure to force Gilbert up in the pocket and go to an underneath route. And Hurst was there with a nice tackle to knock the ball out of bounds.
Tucker now is going to punt this one after Gold had a bad punt last time. And it's still Broyles who's waiting on the other end.
I'm out.
And Oklahoma's going to take a timeout. Well, with a timeout, we might as well go back and find out what my partner had for lunch here at the State Fair of Texas. His taste of the
Brothers
town.
Carl and Neil Fletcher invented the corny dog in their Dallas kitchen and sold it for the first time here at the State Fair of Texas in 1942. It's hand-dipped in cornmeal-based batter, deep-fried for 3.5 minutes in a 365-degree vat of peanut oil. And the popularity has not gone anywhere. They'll sell 500,000 of these during the weeks of the fair. You fry it, I'll try it.
Did you? You didn't eat that without mustard, did you?
Well, I ate the first couple bites, but as soon as we were done with the camera, I put some mustard on.
Okay, well, we just got our order in. That looks good, and I didn't have one yesterday.
Yeah. Well, we'll bring you some here.
All
Now,
right.
I didn't know if you wanted plain or if you wanted they got jalapeno cheese flavored this year now, too.
Oh, I haven't tried one of those yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rugby-style punt here. Line drive, bounces. Broyles will field it at the 15-yard line. Let's see if they can fence him in. They do. They only got to about the 21 on the return. Well, a little bit earlier in this quarter, we asked you our Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
And it was, who's the only player in NFL history to be a member of 5 straight Super Bowl teams? Well, Gail Gilbert. Garrett Gilbert's dad played 8 or 9 years in the NFL. He was on 5 Super Bowl teams. The bad news is he was on 4 with the Buffalo Bills and 1 with the San Diego Chargers. And there's Gail. He didn't win any of those, but he still went to father. He was his son's coach when he was little, and he knew that he had something on his hands at an early age that maybe his son was going to be as good, if not better, than him. We're down to 5:54 in the first half. Boy, Texas has got to stop Oklahoma here. They don't want to give up any more points.
The frustrating thing for the Texas defense today is completely different than last week. The frustrating thing today, they're doing a pretty good job against the run for the most part. But they can't get any pressure on the passer because all the throws are so quick out of the hands of Landry Jones. I mean, he's just not holding onto the ball at all, and it's frustrating for a team that loves to rush the passer and collapse the pocket. They can't get close to him.
This would be a big stop right here if they can get it. 3rd down and 6. They're going to bring an extra man or 2. And again, the quick throw, 1st down, toss out to the 35-yard line to Hannah.
See, that's just discouraging as a defense. You know, say, okay, 3rd down, let's get a stop. Let's get after the quarterback, and boom. I mean, the ball's snapped and the ball's gone.
And they move it out to the 35, move the chains again, come back with a 2 tight end set. Oklahoma hasn't been in a huddle since the pregame warmups. Madu hit immediately in the backfield. He'll lose a yard or two. Easton Randall made a nice play.
I think that might be the first negative play that Oklahoma has had in the game. I mean, Texas has had several negative plays.
Wow, again, a quick snap in the shotgun. And Jones wants a deep ball on the left sideline. And it's going to be almost intercepted by Aaron Williams. He stretched out. He actually had a better play on the ball than Broyles did, but he couldn't hold it.
I think it was Aaron Williams who had the game-clinching interception in the ballgame last year off of Landry Jones when Jones had to come in for the injured Sam Bradford. Almost came down with one there.
So 3rd down and 11. Well, last time they had 3rd down, and they picked it up easily with a quick slant across the middle. Let's see if they can do it again. Trying to keep the drive alive, leading 21-7 on the Sooners. Jones flares it out. Madu's got nobody in front of him. And he's cartwheeled down short of the first down by a couple, I think.
Well, they were very aware of where Broyles was, and there was double coverage to Broyles' side. And the throw came out the other way to Madu.
And that's going to force a punt. This time, Bob Stoops is not going to mess around because he's in his own territory. And you play the odds here with 4 minutes remaining in the half.
And you have control of the game. I mean, your defense has Texas under control. They gave up one play in the first half for a touchdown. Other than that, they've locked them down.
Way to punt. Going to back up Aaron Williams, and he takes it at the 13. Made one man miss, but there's a host of crimson jerseys there after that. 2-yard loss on the punt return, in fact, but at least Texas didn't give up anything else to Oklahoma. They're still down by 14. Back at the Cotton Bowl as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. You sum it up pretty easily. Over 100 yards rushing. Last year they were negative in the rushing totals. They got twice as many total yards, 6 times more first downs, and 10 minutes less of time of possession. And the winning team is usually the one that rushes the ball best in this matchup.
The one year that didn't happen, they both had the same amount of yardage rushing.
They both had 124 that year. Gilbert over the middle, nice throw out to the 20, short of the first down though. Kirkendall, he's been one of his favorite targets today.
We mentioned Mike Davis is not a part of the offense. He tweaked his knee last week. He was very disappointed because he's a Dallas kid who went to Skyline High School, wanted to play.
Fozzie Whitaker on the outside looking for a block, and Fozzie's got it out. Nice run to about the 45-yard line. Kirkendall led the way for him.
That was a nice job at the end of this play. Watch Kirkendall, number 11, get ahead of his guy and get a nice block on Jonathan Nelson, and that added about 15 yards to the play.
Good field position after that run. And now Gilbert goes back to work. Quick slant. Got it. Oh, collision with Marquise Goodwin. And was that Tony Jefferson?
Yeah, it was. But that was a nice read by Gilbert. He knew pressure was coming. It was a blitz. And Goodwin able to hang on to the football.
Again, Texas going hurry up here at the 49 of Oklahoma. They have all their timeouts remaining.
Left tackle move. Kyle Hicks.
Again, we're having trouble with Tom Walker's microphone today. Sounds sort of like the music over there in the rides out in the midway. Just sort of echoes all the way around Dallas.
I'll take the music and I'll take the mic problems, but when I was down on the field before the game, the guns got me every time. I mean, I jumped out of my shoes 3 or 4 times.
The flag bearers almost got you too, by the way, while you were down there. 2nd down and 8. Whitaker hustles back to flank Gilbert, who comes up throwing and incomplete.
Nice pressure. Stacy McGee, number 92, really collapsed it on Gilbert and forced him to throw before he wanted to. Strong pressure. He was on a slant and got right into the quarterback's lap.
Here's the biggest 3rd down of the game for Texas so far. To keep this drive alive, they got to get it down to the 46-yard line of the Sooners. They bring out the tight end, Greg Smith. and 3 wideouts on 3rd and 8. And flags fly again.
This time the tight end moved. Greg Smith.
Now they're making it hard on themselves, that's for sure.
Start. Offense, ready for still 3rd down.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 13.
Now on that 3rd down play, 3rd and 8, Oklahoma was showing pressure. And that caused the tight end Greg Smith to jump. Now it's 3rd and 13. They may get in there and show pressure again and bail out of there and only rush 3 or maybe 4.
Good one, and Kirkendall come out to the near side on 3rd down and 13. Fifth time today Texas has had a 3rd down and 10 or more.
I think Oklahoma may want a timeout.
Field judge comes storming over to talk to the referee.
The clock is correct.
That is good to know.
That is good to know. 2:11 left in the half. And it's about 2 minutes after 4 local time if you want to get all the clock issues out of the way. 3rd and 13. Fans coming to life for the Sooner defense here. Gilbert scanning the field. Got a man wide open. It's the tight end who had the penalty, but he only got to midfield. He's going to be short by about 4 yards.
And see, that's exactly what Oklahoma did. 3rd and 13. They rush 3 and drop 8, and they say, we'll give you the underneath throw, and then we just have to make a tackle in space. And Tony Jefferson is the guy who makes the play.
And you see the reaction of Garrett's dad.
That's just a huge penalty because the difference between 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 13 is enormous.
Justin Tucker again. Last time he hit a rugby type punt that kept Royals from doing any damage as a return man. And he does the same here. High kick. And a fair catch taken at the 9-yard line. Pretty good fair catch too. Royals had to backpedal. And a 41-yard kick. Now the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup rolls on in Kansas this weekend, and it's on ESPN tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Denny Hamlin is your points leader, but as you take a look, Jimmy Johnson just 35 behind. Number 11 car doing pretty well. Coverage starts with NASCAR Countdown at noon on ESPN2. With Todd Blackledge and Holly Rowe, Brad Nessler with you from the Cotton Bowl, the 105th renewal of the Red River rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas, and it's all Oklahoma so far with 1:21 to go in the half.
We don't love the field position, but you like how your quarterback's playing. There's 1:21 and a half, and you have all 3 of your timeouts if you're Oklahoma. The first down is critical.
And it's Moses Madu, and he's going the wrong way. Nice play by Keyston Randall again. Randall, a junior out of Beaumont, Texas, close to 300 pounds and can really move.
Both teams had all timeouts, and Texas uses one of theirs here.
We'll take a break with them. 1:07 remaining in the half.
You're watching ESPN, new home of the Bowl Championship Series.
So the Sooners actually lost a yard on that play. 2nd down and 11 after Texas took the timeout. Madu spun around at the 10-yard line, and Keenan Robinson calling an immediate timeout again after a pickup of a couple. So it'll be 3rd down. So Moses Madu in the lineup. DeMarco Murray's been out of there. Murray had a touchdown, the first touchdown of the ball game, and then it was Landry Jones with 2 touchdown tosses so far. So right now Oklahoma's in a great spot. All they have to avoid now is making a mistake right here in the last minute.
That's right. They got to take care of the football. And the reason Texas is using their timeouts right now, they want to try to go after a punt. They want to try to get in a situation where they can make a momentum-changing kind of play here right before the half.
Well, let's see if they can do it, because right now it is 3rd down and 9. Broyles will be the slot man. He's the one you always have to keep your eye on because he came in with 41 catches to lead the country. Jones pump fakes and now throws a streak to the outside, and it's complete. DeJuan Miller. It's a first down, Oklahoma. Curtis Brown was covering, but he wasn't even close when that pass was thrown. Picked up 29. That's the longest play for Oklahoma today. Even they got all these first downs and 21 points. Now they come back with a deep ball on the other side, and that's incomplete. Nice coverage by Shockey Brown.
You know, the completion on third down, the pump fake was inside to Ryan Broyles, and that caused the safety to come over with the idea of helping on Broyles, and they were able to throw it outside for the catch.
So now we're down to 53 seconds remaining. Again, Oklahoma 2 timeouts remaining. Second down and 10 for the Sooners at their own 38. Here's that sprint draw again. This time Texas waiting for it. Emmanuel Acho makes a stop on Madu, and it's timeout taken by Oklahoma. And Acho's banged up. Boy, that's not a guy they can afford to lose. The younger of the Acho brothers, Emmanuel, the linebacker. And there's mom and dad looking on, and you can see the concern on their face. Got to be the hardest thing in the world when you get all excited to come out and watch both your kids play football on a major scale like this, and then all of a sudden one of them's down.
Well, and as parents, you know, you want to be there to do whatever you can to help your kid.
You can't run out there.
It's helpless. You can't do anything.
Yeah. Emmanuel Acho played really well last week. One of the few guys that did against UCLA. He's played all 3 linebacker positions in his time in Austin. And right now playing the strong side linebacker. He was in on the stop here. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was just the slip on his own or if he got rolled up on a little bit, but he's up and walking to the sideline. I might not see him this half, but I'm sure we'll see him come back in the game.
Another third down situation.
4 receivers for Landry Jones. DeMarco Murray back in the lineup. Jones telegraphed that one a little bit. It's incomplete. Intended for Kenny Stills, and he was on Stills the whole time there. And Brown was able to break it up. So if indeed, and here comes the punting unit, Texas is going to get one more shot here.
Yeah, but the difference is they didn't stop him on that initial third down. They wanted to go after a punt if the punter was standing in the end zone and really try to shake it up. But now at this point, I'm not sure they'll go after it. They might, but it's a whole different situation out here by midfield.
Texas doesn't have any block kicks yet this year. And whistles will stop this one.
Play game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So 5-yard walk-off against Oklahoma. Bob Stoops last year 2-2 at this point. And even though people have been saying, well, style point wise, maybe the Sooners aren't that good. Yeah. Bob said to you and I and Holly this week, 4-0 is a heck of a lot better than 2-2.
They were right back to where we want to be. People complaining about us being 4-0.
Right. End over end kick, fair catch taken. I'm not sure that would have been what Aaron Williams would have done if he had a second chance. But the offense will come back out on the field. And on the field tonight at Autzen Stadium, number 4 Oregon taking on number 9 Stanford. Notre Dame and BC will be seen in some areas. You can check your local listings. Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. Part of Tailgate Week, fired up by Kingsford Charcoal.
I'm anxious to see that game tonight. What a contrast in styles. The speed and flash of Oregon and the bash smash in the mouth of Stanford.
And again, Texas finds its offense down on the end where all the folks in crimson and cream can make it hard for Garrett Gilbert to hear. Draw play. Whitaker. And Fozzie got out across the 30 to about the 31. Beg your pardon, that's DJ Monroe, not Fozzie Whitaker. Monroe has the lone Texas touchdown on a 60-yard sprint to the end zone. And Texas will down it. 19 seconds to play. They've got one timeout left. Now it's going to be third down and a couple. So the first down is the first order of business. And then you got maybe a couple more shots. Even a field goal right now to Texas fans would look like a corny dog and a Coke. Draw play again. Whitaker trying to get to the corner. And that Oklahoma defense stretches it out. He does get the first down, though. Down to 13 seconds. So Texas can stop it one more time. But they're a long ways away from having an opportunity for a field goal.
Well, now that they got the first down, they may try to take a shot deep down the field. And I'm sure that's what Brett Venables is telling his secondary. Nothing over your head. Keep everything in front.
Gilbert. Trouble in the pocket. Flushed out of it. Throws far side. Incompletes. And a flag does fly in late. Marquise Goodwin was saying, hey, he hit me, and I was trying to go up for the ball.
Yeah, there was contact. The only question I had was that a catchable pass or not?
Pass interference. Defense for 19. First down, spotted foul. First down.
Demontre Hurst, the guilty party. Here's another look at it.
I mean, there is contact, but this ball was pretty high, and it sailed over both receiver and defender.
Well, Roy Williams maybe back in the day could have had that.
Well, the only problem for Texas is because the quarterback had to leave the pocket, you basically have one play left now with 6 seconds. So that timeout you're going to burn, it's not going to help you any. You got to throw this ball as far as you can right now. And Oklahoma's going to back up everybody.
Three receivers all to this left side as Gilbert has to scramble around and then load it and let it fly. And he got all of it to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Quentin Carter coming back the other way for Oklahoma. A Texas turnover ends the half. Too many turnovers last week, too many mistakes in the first half today. That's what's plagued the Longhorns, and they can't seem to get their offense geared up, with the exception of one long touchdown run. And as the Sooners head to the tunnel, their fans give them a rousing welcome over there because they've got a 14-point lead at halftime. Let's check in with Holly and Mac.
Well, Coach, they've run over 50 plays on offense. How is that tempo affecting your defense?
Well, it's not the tempo. We didn't stop them well, Holly. We haven't moved the ball consistently, so we're lucky to probably be up 21-7 be down 21-7 right now. We get the ball to start the second half. The thing we ask our guys to do is just keep playing. We've had very few poor field position. We've had too many penalties, but we're still in the game. Come back out, get a drive to start the third quarter, score, and we'll be right back in the middle of this thing.
What's some changes you can make on offense to get a little bit of rhythm of your own?
Well, hopefully we'll get Garrett settled down a little bit and get him some field position.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That's going to be the key, the start of the third quarter. But the guys in burnt orange at least will have the football. Halftime at the Red River Rivalry in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl, and it's all Oklahoma right now. The Sooners up 21-7.
This is Tailgate Week, fired up by Kingsford Charcoal.
It's a great rivalry, and it's even more big and huge and important now since we're in the same division.
Most hype game at Texas.
It's your arch rival.
Think about winning all the games, but you do have Oklahoma in the back of your mind.
That's just one of the games that we do circle and we do want to win.
As people say, most of the time, they wouldn't call it a game, they call it a fight.
You got to wonder how much fight is left in Texas because they're 2 touchdowns down as we're just about set to start the third quarter from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. A 105th renewal of the Red River Rivalry, and it's all Oklahoma in the first half, 21-7. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge. Holly will join us in just a second. While you and I were consuming a corny dog, I'm sure Mac Brown and his offense is trying to find a recipe for some offense in the second half.
Well, and they've got to get some big chunk yardage plays. I mean, you know, Garrett Gilbert was 10 for 15. Oh, that's good, but only 58 yards. They're averaging 5.8 yards per completion. Somebody has to step up for Texas and be a playmaker and make something down the field.
As you can see, it was dominated in the first half by Oklahoma with 19 first downs, 8 more minutes time of possession.
And 30 more plays.
And 30 more plays.
30 more plays in one half of football. That's amazing.
As Mack told Holly, though, Texas does get the ball open in the third quarter, and Malcolm Williams from the 1-yard line gets it out to about the 24, and we check in with Holly Rowe.
Oklahoma coach Bob Stoops said the biggest thing he liked in the first half was they were consistent on offense. He said we had great balance on offense. We were consistent with our play, and on defense, we only had one big play. We gave up 60 yards, but other than that, we were consistent. It's what we've been looking for from this team, and we finally found it in the first half. Now we got to keep it going in the second.
The thing for Oklahoma's defense in that first half is there was nobody on Texas's offense that really scared them.
No.
They gave up the one play, but they're not scared of anybody beating them or taking over the game. And Texas has to find somebody that can put a little scare into the Sooner defense.
Gilbert fires to Whitaker, and Fozzie Whitaker's got it out to the 29-yard line for the first snap offensively. The third quarter, got 5 yards. Whitaker missed the first 3 games last year with a knee injury, then came back and rushed for over 500 yards. But Texas hasn't had one of those Ricky Williams, Cedric Benson type guys, or even Jamal Charles for that matter now for the last couple of years. Colt McCoy did most of their rushing a year ago from the quarterback position. Nice move by Gilbert to get out of trouble, and then he got it complete to a first down at the 35-yard line of Kirkendall, and a penalty marker down in the Texas backfield. Beal, I think, maybe gave a shot. Oh, it's going to be a holding call.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, that was the guy working on Beal. Britt Mitchell, number 72. You see Beal get around him and rip that arm up underneath, and that draws the holding just about every time.
So just when they had something positive happen, something negative occurs. And that's been the problem the last couple of weeks for the Longhorns. They find themselves in long yardage, second down and 15. Gilbert looks left, comes back on a slip screen on the right side to Goodwin. Marquise Goodman. Goodwin's got good speed and then some. Knocked out of bounds, though, Jonathan Nelson. And another penalty marker on the far side of the field. See if we had an illegal block on Texas after swinging that pass out there.
Well, you have wide receivers out there blocking for their comrade.
Holding. Offense, number 11. 10-yard penalty. Speed second down.
Oh, Mack Brown is hot.
I mean, Goodwin is one of those guys who could step up and make big plays because of his speed. It's a quick screen. You've got 3 receivers out there blocking, and Kirkendall, number 11, is the guy called for the hold. Well, I'll tell you, he had his hands inside pretty well. Yep. That's what you teach. I mean, you can call holding on every play. Usually, as long as the guy's hands are inside, they're not going to call that.
Mack said that's bad. Or something to that effect. There's a spot for Gilbert to try to throw again across the middle, and does. Barrett Matthews on the reception. Dropped immediately. Texas is not getting any yards after catch on almost anything that they put up there because the Oklahoma defense has been equal to the task speed-wise. So now it's third down. Remember what Mack told Holly going to the locker room. We get the ball first. We're going to take it down, move the chains, score, and we're right back in the game. Well, without this 3rd and 5, that isn't going to happen. Gilbert got it to Kirkendall, and they do move the chains out to the 38-yard line.
Boy, and it was right in time that Gilbert got rid of that ball because Beal was right in there on him again. And again, he is the best pure pass rusher that Oklahoma has. And Texas may want to look to chip on him a little bit with either a tight end or a back to take a little steam out of his pass rush.
Yeah, he's no surprise to them. He had 12 tackles in this game last year, Beal did. Gilbert and the shotgun by himself. They throw back to the near side to the 40-yard line, complete to Whitaker. Travis Lewis made the tackle.
So many comparisons between Garrett Gilbert and the guy that was before him in Colt McCoy, a lot of them unfair. One thing they say, well, you know, Colt McCoy in his first Texas OU game, he won. Well, one of the things was he wasn't asked to do everything in that game. He only had to throw 18 times in that game.
There's Colt's little brother, Case McCoy, who's the backup quarterback, a freshman. Gilbert still slinging it, and Kirkendall's been his favorite guy. Pick up a 5 more out to the 45.
Mentioned earlier in the game that Gilbert, I think, has a bigger arm than Colt McCoy, who's now with the Cleveland Browns. But he's had to do more so far early in this season because of the lack of the Texas running game. And it's been more on his shoulders as a young quarterback.
They picked up a 3rd and 5. Let's see if they can get a 3rd and 3 here. Kirkendall in motion. Gilbert rolls that way, throws to Kirkendall, but he dropped it.
Would have been short anyway. Kirkendall's got to do a better job of knowing where the marker is. Even if he catches that, he's going down short of the first down.
And so Texas doesn't get what Mack Brown had hoped for, a scoring drive to open the 3rd. They'll instead punt. Out comes Justin Tucker again. And there's Ryan Broyles. They've kept him bottled up as a punt returner today. But he's still a dangerous one on the other end if you line drive kick it to him. And it's a fake. Texas, did they get it? I think they did.
It just depends on if he stepped out before he reached the ball over. He was diving with the football for the first down marker.
Ryan Robertson took it on the snap, and now it's all about where they spot it. Direct snap to number 30. The fullback.
Great play by the middle linebacker, Tom Ward, reading it and getting quickly to the spot to make the tackle. But did he get the ball across the line first?
Wow. Took out the chain gang crew en route. And they stretch it out, even though the pad is kind of dangling. You can see the sticks is what we're worrying about, not where the padding is. And it's a first down, Texas. Gutsy call in his own territory by Mack Brown, and they got it.
And they didn't really fool the Oklahoma defense. I mean, Tom Ward was there to make the play, and it was oh so close, but a much needed conversion for the Longhorns.
Again, Robertson, a fullback, took it as wide as he could, then he took it as high as he could, and it was enough. Right at the 48-yard line.
Kenny Vaccaro, number 16, was able to get enough of a block on Ward to make it.
Let's see if Bob Stoops is going to challenge here. Referee's going to come all the way over to Coach Stoops. A timeout here. Crucial call here. 4 minutes into the second half.
Oklahoma is challenging the ruling of the field of forward progress sufficient for a first down.
All right. Even though it sounded like something from the Twilight Zone, challenging this spot on the field is Oklahoma. We'll see how that holds up when we come back.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Well, the eyes of Texas on that challenge as well by Bob Stoops, and he has lost a timeout because, as it was called on the field, a first down run. As you look at the split screen of Robertson going airborne and past the first down marker. So Oklahoma's down a timeout. Texas is up a first down and still trying to keep the opening third quarter drive alive. This is the 8th play of it at the 48-yard line.
Well, the other guy who can make a play for Texas who hasn't done anything yet today is John Childs, number 5. He's in the slot right here. He's a fast guy. He's been bothered by a groin injury, but has not been called upon too much today so far.
Gilbert under center. Play action. Loads it and fires. Got Kirkendall open. 20, 15. Kirkendall, first and goal, Texas.
Well, that's the beauty of the timeout that you have with the challenge to set up the play you want. Kirkendall with a beautiful route on the top. Watch him run the little corner route. Fake the post, little head and shoulder fake, and it turned the safety, Quentin Carter, completely around.
First and goal, Longhorns. Now back to the running game as Whitaker takes it down to about the 6. So maybe Mack Brown with a gutsy call on a fourth down, maybe he will get his scoring drive to open the third quarter. Didn't look like it was going to happen.
Well, they went for that, and they also have opened up this quarter going no huddle and trying to play the tempo game right away in the third quarter against Oklahoma. We saw at the end of the half, but they started the third quarter with it as well.
Childs again, the slot man. Kirkendall's been the main target of Gilbert today. to the end zone, too high, intended for Childs. Boy, he put some heat on that one, but it sailed on him. (21-7). Talking with Mac this week, he said we've got to quit using our kicker so much and start scoring more touchdowns.
We're in the red zone. They're 14 of 18 scoring, but only 9 touchdowns. That's 50%. That's not championship level when you get in the red zone.
Whitaker comes out as an extra receiver to the bottom of your screen. Gilbert, flush from the pocket. He's going to run it, and he's upended big time by Tony Jefferson.
He had nothing. I mean, Gilbert tried to keep that play alive as long as he could. And on the scramble adjustments by the receivers, nobody was open. And Jefferson was able to zero in on the quarterback.
So it's going to be a field goal attempt instead of the touchdown that the Longhorns were looking for. Should be a chip shot for Justin Tucker. Tucker's 7 out of 9 on the season. This is a 22-yard field goal attempt. It's a little bit longer than an extra point. Well, he made it interesting. That's good. Mac Brown got 3, wanted 7. He'll take it. 21-10, 9:35, third quarter.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by Chevrolet. Pacific Life. For insurance, annuities, and investments, choose Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. And Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
Back at the State Fair in Texas, Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, Mac Brown on the sideline. A field goal. Mac had an interesting story for us about too many field goals when you're head coach of a team.
I'll never forget when Red McCombs was the owner at the Minnesota Vikings. Red said he called Denny Green and said, "I want you to trade the kicker. Get rid of him." And Denny said, "It's the best kicker in the NFL." And he said, "Yeah, but you're using him too much. I want to score some touchdowns." So we want to quit kicking field goals and start scoring some touchdowns.
Unfortunately, they had 1st and goal at the 9, and they had to settle for 3. 21-10. 71-yard drive, though, and mixed in there a fake punt that netted them a first down that kept the drive alive. Tucker with a kickoff. It'll go to DeMarco Murray at the 5. Murray tripped up before he can get to the 20. Nice job on the special teams by Texas as we get an update from Robert Flores. What do you got, Robert?
All right, Brad, time now for an AT&T All-America Player of the Week update, and it's Temple's Matt Brown. 28 carries, 226 yards, and 4 touchdowns as Temple beats Army 42-35. To take part, text VOTE to 345-345, and also you get a chance at a trip to the national championship. Now back to the State Fair in Dallas.
We had that corny dog for you, by the way, Robert. Temple, pretty good football team now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Al Golden has done a great job at a place that historically has been very difficult to win.
Oklahoma, not the greatest field position here. They start inside their own 20-yard line. Landry Jones throws on the run, in and out of the hands of Kenny Stills. You know, when you add halftime and the length of that drive, the Texas defense, Will Muschamp's defense, had about 35-40 minutes to at least catch their breath a little bit.
And that was the first play that I can remember where they really flushed the quarterback Landry Jones.
Right up the gut goes Murray, and not for much. And Texas trying to be fired up defensively. Now Kenny Vaccaro made the tackle, and it's 3rd down and long immediately here for the Sooners.
Again, last week they played a brilliant first half. UCLA only had 77 total yards, but the second half is where things started going south on them. A chance to turn that around here in this one.
3rd and 7. Jones again flushed from behind. He's hit. Ball is out. Texas has got it, I think.
I think they do, but there's also a penalty flag down on the opposite sideline. And 2 plays in a row, they were able to flush Landry Jones out of the pocket.
Texas football. Apparently the flag's not going to matter. Here's the call.
Offside. Defense, number 32. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
What a big play by Texas. Finally, their pressure got to Landry Jones on back-to-back plays, and they cough up the football.
And the 3rd down play was the true freshman, Jackson Jeffcoat, whose dad played some good ball here in Dallas in his time. He's going to make the play. Now, when the quarterback leaves the pocket and steps up, Jeffcoat doesn't quit on the play. He comes back in and strips him from behind, and Texas is able to come up with the football. He has made a real impact on this football team early in his career.
So quite a swing of events. First, a field goal by Texas on a sustained drive, and now a play by their defense. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, they ruled it incomplete.
Texas being offside gives Oklahoma the chance. On 3rd down again, and this time it'll be good out to the 30. DeMarco Murray on the sideline. He'll stay there as Madu will stay out in the Sooner backfield. Good day for DeMarco, though, including the first touchdown of the ball game. Whoops. Bad snap. Or a bad catch by Landry Jones, one of the two.
Well, whatever the case is, Texas's defense is a little bit more dialed in so far in the 3rd quarter. They didn't get the stop on that 3rd down play, but they're forcing the action a little bit more here in the 3rd quarter. They're putting more pressure on Landry Jones.
That's 2nd and 20. Jones fires the deep out, got it to Stills. He cuts it back to the middle of the field, and he might have a 1st down. I think he does. Kenny Stills, another big catch. That's the one Texas couldn't afford to give up right there. And again, Oklahoma hurries at the 40-yard line. Jones rolling left, throwing left, and completing it for 5 out to DeJuan Miller.
Let's go back to clean some things up here. The penalty was on Eddie Jones, number 32, for lining up offside. That preceded the sack by Jeffcoat that caused the fumble. And so that is what gave a 5-yard penalty to Oklahoma, made it 3rd and 2, and then they were able to convert with the run.
DeJuan Miller shaken up. And Keyston Randall down for Texas, so we got a couple of injured players. And one's walking off and one's still seated with 7:02 to go in the 3rd quarter.
This is the Dr. Pepper Rivalry Series, unrivaled competition.
Now Texas has won 4 of the last 5. If you rush it well and take care of the ball, normally you're going to win. It's split right down the middle, both Crimson and Cream and Burnt Orange. And actually, as I mentioned earlier, Norman a little bit closer to the Cotton Bowl than Austin is. Oklahoma with a 21-10 lead. And on the ground, Madu, no gain. Emmanuel Acho, who's shaken up in the first half, get on the stop. So here comes another big 3rd down. They're all big at this point.
Well, in the first half, I mean, Oklahoma was 7 of 12 converting 3rd downs. They've been very efficient today. And this is where Texas needs to step up and make a play. You want to rest your defense, get off the field on 3rd down, too.
Let's see if they can get any pressure on Landry Jones.
There was movement. Yeah, there was movement this time for Oklahoma, so it's going to be 3rd and long.
We got him way away from the play, about 15 yards away from the play. 2 guys going at it.
Now it's going to be 3rd and real long. It was going to be 3rd and more than 10. And now it's going to be 3rd and close to 20.
Mensick and Jeffcoat, I think the 2 guys that were tangled up way over in front of the Texas bench. Looked like they were doing the Texas 2-step together over there on the far side.
Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down. After the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct. offense, number 69. Unsportsmanlike conduct, 16 on the defense. Penalties are set. Third down.
That little skirmish wasn't much, but the 5-yard penalty will add to the problems for Oklahoma.
There's movement at the top on Oklahoma. I think it was number 6, Cameron Kenny. And at the end of the play, man, I'm not sure how Texas was at fault in that. He's just trying to get off that big body.
Third down and 10. Jones incomplete.
Pressure in the pocket. Pressure in the pocket has been much better so far in the third quarter. I think it was Sam Acho that got in the quarterback's face, collapsed the pocket a little bit, and forced really about the first bad throw we've seen Landry Jones make. Here comes Acho right up the middle, and that forces the low throw, the short arm by Landry Jones.
So Way will have to kick, and Aaron Williams waits on the other end. Texas with the only points of the quarter that has 6:03 remaining on a field goal. Now they're going to get the ball back. Nice kick. Williams from the 18 and goes straight ahead, running north-south all the way out to the 32-yard line. So nice starting field position for Texas. College football fans, it's time to put your college on the map. You can build your own campus from scratch with ESPNU College Town. You find your school, pick your buildings, recruit your players. You can even challenge your friends across the country to see whose program is #1. Go to bethedean.com right now and start playing. We're playing here in the third quarter. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and a cast of about 96,000 of our closest friends at the Cotton Bowl. Right now in the shadows on the snap is Garrett Gilbert. Short throw and complete. Safazi Whitaker at the 35 only picked up a couple. Travis Lewis made the stop. Seems like everywhere number 28 in white goes, number 28 in crimson makes a tackle. We haven't seen all that much of DJ Monroe since his 60-yard touchdown. The only touchdown of the first half for Texas. Nice play fake by Gilbert on 2nd and 8. And rolls and throws high and incomplete. Jonathan Nelson made this play on John Childs. It'll bring up third down and long. No home run hitters today for Texas, with the exception of that 60-yard touchdown run. Gilbert in the shadows. His coach looking on. Third down and 8. Got pressured, had to float it out, and it's not going to be nearly enough for the first down. Maybe a pickup of 3 to Barrett Matthews, the tight end.
Yeah. See, that was a delayed rush by Ronell Lewis. It was a 3-man rush, and Ronell Lewis was just hanging back there, number 56. And then when it looked like the quarterback might start to leave the pocket, here comes the delay rush. And that got in the face and affected quarterback Garrett Gilbert.
So that was just a quick 3 and out for Texas. Cameron Kenny trots back deep instead of Broyles this time. The 4th 3 and out that Texas has had today, and Tucker will have to kick. Again, the rugby style end over end kick. Bounces up at the 18, dropped momentarily by Kenny. And now he finds some room on the sideline. Finally drilled out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Good return, though. We'll return after we check in, get an update from Robert.
All right, Brad. Well, last weekend, UCLA came to Austin, beat up the Texas Longhorns. This weekend, Bruins have allowed 21 unanswered points, and they're trailing at home to Washington State 28-20. Number 12 LSU has just kicked a field goal. They lead the Tennessee Volunteers 10-7 early fourth quarter.
So some Pac-10 and SEC updates for you here in the Big 12. Oklahoma has led throughout. Up 21-10 here with 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the third. Jones down the sideline, broken up by Aaron Williams. Nice coverage on Cameron Kenny.
What Texas really needs right now, they need their defense, who has started to settle down, I think, here in the ball game. They need their defense now to go to the next level and create a play, a turnover.
Murray runs right into the thick of the defensive wall of Texas, and he got maybe a yard and a half. Well, they had a bad first half, but since, as Todd says, they have settled in. And as Mac Brown told us last week, my offense showed up late and my defense left early. Not a good combination.
Quick slants, playing through and knocking it down.
Much more aggressive defense here in the third quarter. They're rushing the passer. They're challenging routes. They're playing with more swagger, more confidence, and more tenacity. And that's what's forcing the 3 and outs.
That was a good play by Curtis Brown, the corner.
So they have a great secondary. Texas is very skilled in the back end of their defense. And they've started to tighten it down a little bit on these quick routes of Oklahoma's.
Williams had a nice return of a kick just a few minutes ago from Tressway. Backpedal into the shadows and has to take the full catch at about the 10-yard line. Nice kick, 46-yarder with no return. With 3:31 remaining in the third quarter, Pacific Life game summary as we take a look back. If you're just joining us, it was DeMarco Murray early on a touchdown run, a nifty one to get to the pylon. That gave Oklahoma a 14-0 lead, but DJ Monroe came back, and I mean, he came back fast. 60-yard sprint to the end zone, and then Landry Jones with a touchdown toss to his tight end, his second of the day. And with the exception of the field goal, that's where we are right now. DJ Monroe, speaking of, is back in the Texas backfield, flanking Garrett Gilbert. Try to just fly sweep. Good one around the corner, and he doesn't even get to the corner.
A nice play by Tom Ward, the freshman linebacker. He's a Texas kid, New Braunfels, Texas. Had a tough game last week and had some missed assignments, turned some guys loose in man coverage, but he's a real coachable guy, came back to work, accepted responsibility, and he's played well here today.
Can't be easy on Gilbert right now because he's oh so close to his own goal line with the crowd making noise. The Texas at the 9. Steps up and fires in and out of the hands of Kirkendall. Kirkendall had guys on both sides of him, but had he made the catch, it would have made it third down and about 7. As it is, 3rd and 11.
You're supposed to keep your eye on the ball, but
not your face man.
Yeah, catch it before it gets to your mask. Well, this is an old story for Texas. The 6th time today, 3rd and 10.
Gilbert flares it out to Whitaker. Fozzie Whitaker might have gotten it. Very close. Well, they could have spotted about the length of the football shy, I think.
This was a perfect call by Greg Davis. It was a flare screen right into a blitz. The blitz came right on that side, and they threw the screen right past it. It was a perfect call against that defense.
When they put that ball down, it looked like it was going to be short, but they had given them the first down.
Watch, you got a blitz coming this way, and they throw the screen right out there and get a lineman out in front. That's Britt Mitchell, the tackle. Very, very close on the spot.
Major Applewhite came running up. He lost his visor. Mac Brown came running up. He lost his hat. Meanwhile, Texas gets a quick snap. First down throw, and incomplete.
See, nothing down the field right now for Texas. And what's happening is Oklahoma's corners are just kind of sitting on the short routes. They've got to get something that threatens down the middle or deeper down the field against this Oklahoma defense. The one time they did, they got the one throw down the field was it.
That's where Mike Davis would come in handy if he were out there. He was their leading receiver coming in, a freshman. Guy with good size and great speed. They don't have him out there today. Second down and 10. Gilbert, sprint draw going back to Whitaker on the right. And Whitaker run out of bounds. And he got to the 24-yard line, and I mean, he was run out of bounds. Tom Ward got over there again and laid a helmet on him. That second hit is the one that hurts. That'll make you a little fozzy. Another third down. They got the last one with Fozzie Whitaker. We're down to 1:40 in the third quarter. Kirkendall in motion toward the ball. Gilbert had to double clutch, and down he goes. Beal and Lewis. Second sack today. And now Texas is going to have to punt from its own goal line.
Well, Lewis is going to force the quarterback to move. He gets there first. He forces him out of the pocket and right in to the waiting arms of Beal. But it was Lewis's pressure up the middle that forced the action and forced the punt.
And John Gold is going to be standing in his own end zone. And on the other end, they've got Ryan Broyles back out there, and he's well rested. You don't want to line drive one to him at about the 50 with a head of steam. Gold again, though. Oh, what a beautiful kick. All the way back to the 30-yard line, though. And they wrap up Broyles after he comes back to the 46. 57-yard punt, but a 16-yard return. Monday Night Football coming up from South Florida. Tom Brady and the Patriots will take on the Miami Dolphins. Monday Night Football on ESPN, 8:30 Eastern. Coverage starts at 7 with Monday Night Countdown served up by Applebee's. A couple of teams at 2-1 in their division. So here comes Oklahoma with, again, a good starting field position at their own 46-yard line and an 11-point lead as we're almost done with quarter number 3. Andre Jones moves to Marco Murray and throws back the other way to Millard. And Millard took a big shot as he got up near midfield.
He's a tough kid.
He is.
Freshman out of Columbia, Missouri, Rockbridge High School. He does a little bit of everything. Catches it, blocks, runs.
Had a touchdown catch last week in the win over Cincinnati. Second down along 6. Jones taking his time here as this will probably be the last play of quarter number 3. DeMarco Murray cuts it outside. One more guy and he might have been down the sideline. As it is, we played 3 at the Cotton Bowl. Who's going to come up big in the fourth quarter of the Red River rivalry? Hang around, we'll find out together.
Watching ESPN College Football on ABC, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Most hype game at Texas.
The arch rival.
Think about winning all the games, but at the same time, you do have Oklahoma in the back of your mind.
At the end of the day, holding that hat is just great. It's a great feeling.
When you go across that state border, that's a bad play for many years.
A quarter left at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. 21-10 Oklahoma.
You know, this stadium is amazing. I mean, the tickets are right down the middle. I mean, there's, what, 92,000 here, half and half, 50-50. Well, each team has there's a little section here where the tunnel is where there's no seats, and that's the Oklahoma section. So what they do is they give Oklahoma some seats right over in here. Right in the middle of the Texas section, there's a small group of Oklahoma seats just to make sure that those tickets are split 50-50.
Just where you wanted to sit, too. Yeah. Actually, we have tied the Cotton Bowl record for this matchup that was set a year ago. We got 96,009 in here today. That's a crowd. You mix that with what's going on in the fair outside, you got a lot of people in one spot. DeMarco Murray tripped up. Nice play by Easton Randall. Randall's had a good game, the junior out of Beaumont. It's not like Texas doesn't have some great players on their defensive side of the ball, but they were a little on their heels in the first half with Oklahoma's hurry-up offense, and now they have settled in the second half. And in the third quarter, Oklahoma only had the ball about 5 minutes. The only problem is Texas only made up 3 points worth of ground. Jones, they get him again. And it's Sam Acho along with Alex Okafor.
It's clear the difference between first half and second half for Oklahoma. They did not affect the quarterback Landry Jones at all in the first half. In the second half, they're starting to affect him. Acho, the best pass rusher, gets there first, beats Stevenson, the left tackle, and they get another negative play. But for the first time in the game, they are really having an impact on Landry Jones's comfort level.
So here early in the fourth quarter, a big play for the Texas defense. 3rd and 20, Oklahoma. Trying to roll away from pressure, and he ran right into some. You talk about rolling away from one side and saying hello to Sam Acho on the other. And now flags flying in late.
Yeah, really a bad penalty on Jackson Jeffcoat at the end of the play. Play was way over, and he was tangled up with somebody, Tyler Evans, the right guard, and it's going to get called for.
Play. Personal foul, defense, number 44, unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty, automatic. Touchdown.
That's just terrible. You can't let that happen. Remember, he was tangled up with Eric Mensick earlier, and they were offsetting personal foul penalties. This one just goes one way, and it goes against the guys in white.
Well, and the worst part is it was not enough yardage. The penalty wouldn't have given them a first down.
No.
But the automatic first down with the personal foul does. I mean, that is crushing.
So what would have been a punting situation instead is first down, Oklahoma at the Texas 37. That's how you find yourself with a spot on the sideline. Second, third down penalty this half against Texas. Now they can afford to keep it on the ground even if they lose yardage. They've got an 11-point lead, and we're down to 13 and a half minutes. Steven Robinson made a stop on DeMarco Murray.
Well, there's no question which team has made more critical mistakes in this game to this point. Texas with penalties. They had the one turnover, even though it was a throwaway play at the end of the half. But the mistakes, the penalties have been costly.
Play action. Jones throws it to Murray after the play fake, and DeMarco Murray down the sideline for a first down at the 20-yard line. Pickup of 19.
They ran that same play in their first scoring drive. They fake it to him, they slip him out, and Acho took one bad step. He took one step in to stop the run, and that enabled Murray to get outside of him and get the play.
Now they go right back to the I formation. This is how they got the touchdown last time, and Murray might have another one. He's in. Talk about a tightrope job on the sideline.
You mentioned it. They went to the quick huddle again, or the quick snap. Texas was mulling around a little bit on defense. Whether he stepped out or not, the still thing, they got him with the quick count. I'm going to take a look at it, but it looked like he was in.
What a job. We look again. That one's in. That one's in. Then he twists, and it's a flying Walenda from here. A circus act for DeMarco Murray. Same corner of the end zone, but this one was tougher.
Scored a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
How do you do that?
He's like running on the outside of his foot, the inside of his other foot. He's trying to stay in bounds with everything he's got.
Mark Ingram had one a little bit like that last week, but not that good. If that doesn't make plays of the day on SportsCenter, I don't know what will. He literally danced about 12 yards on the instep of his spikes to get to the corner. Another look for you, and we understand we're in the shadows because half the field's lit up and half isn't right now, but I think you get the picture. That one's clean. That one's clean. And then he plants his right foot with his toe not going out of bounds and then does the somersault. That's spectacular.
It is. And how about the conditioning of DeMarco Murray? He runs a play action pass and sprints to the opposite sideline and turns it up for a big gain, comes right back with the quick snap and runs a sweep the other way and does that at the end of the play. That's pretty good conditioning by the running back.
We assume it's going to be upheld, the play that was called on the field, a touchdown, and a nice job by the officials to be right there. And obviously we're looking at it.
Boy, what a penalty on Jeff Coates.
Oh, brother.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
DeMarco Murray, we said he had a big game 3 years ago in this series. Got a big game here in his senior season.
Big game 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, and then 3 yards on 12 carries the last 2 years, and now finishing with a bang.
2 touchdowns in the same corner of the end zone, one in the first quarter, one in the fourth quarter. He's got 91 yards on 20 carries and 2 touchdowns. I'd say he would be our player of the game.
And a bunch of catches as well.
Yeah, exactly. Stevens in for the point after. And it's up and good. And it goes to 28-10. And if you're a Texas fan, that's how you feel. If you're on the Sooners sideline, you're feeling pretty darn good right now. Under 13 minutes to go. Texas is going to have to do something in a hurry, or it's going to be Sooner time in Dallas. Back in Dallas, Oklahoma 28, Texas 10. Under 13 minutes to go, and time is of the essence now if you're a Longhorn fan. And you talk about good company. Those 2 guys that DeMarco Murray is sandwiched between both won Heisman trophies in Norman. Steve Owens, Billy Sims, second place now, career touchdowns to Steve Owens. Ways kickoff. Backpedaling to the goal line is DJ Monroe. Can he spark things with a kick return? They won't let him loose. Out to about the 23. That's it. We go to Robert Flores. Robert.
All right, Brad, Wisconsin inching closer to Michigan State. Scott Tolzien to Jacob Pearson. 12-yard touchdown cuts the lead to 27-24 in East Lansing. Tennessee gets a go-ahead score from Matt Sims, and they lead LSU 14-10. Matt Sims, the younger brother of former Texas Longhorn quarterback Chris Sims.
Oh boy, that wouldn't go over so big in Baton Rouge, would it? Well, here, a long ways to go and not that much time to get there for the Longhorns. They're down 18. Gilbert, draw play to Whitaker, going nowhere. And if you think it's been tough with Texas losing at home to UCLA last week, and now if this holds up, they're going to go into Lincoln, Nebraska with a 2-game losing streak. Not going to get any easier, is it?
No, because that defense in Lincoln may be better than the one they're playing against today.
Oh, man. And Max only lost back-to-back games 4 times in his 13 years at Texas, but it looks like it's going to be number 5 here today, unless something changes drastically. Gilbert down the middle of the field, got it complete, first down. Kirkendall on the run, out to the 42-yard line.
Right now.
Well, guys, before this game, Oklahoma's defense had been outscored 41-10 in the fourth quarter. So before this quarter started, Bob Stoops was hugely animated, ran down in front of the defense, was screaming, getting in guys' face. Guys, this is our quarter. This is where we finish. No points in this quarter. He's trying to get his defense to have a little more consistency.
That has been the stickler, and they had to hold on against Cincinnati last week. But right now they're playing with a big lead, and Texas backed up against the clock. High pass incomplete, intended for Goodwin again.
Well, the problem again for Texas as they look at some of these defenses that they face that are quality defenses. UCLA had a good defense. This is a very good defense here in Oklahoma. And it's going to get better. And Nebraska is that just the absence of bona fide playmakers that have really emerged. I'm not saying they don't have guys that could be coming, but they don't have any established playmakers right now.
Gilbert, low pass, but fielded by Goodwin. Goodwin back to the middle of the field. Got a first down. So back in Oklahoma territory. Texas trying to hustle up to the line. Under 12 minutes to play. and trailing 28-10.
Goodwin is a guy who can be one of those players. He's a sophomore out of Garland, Texas. He's a track All-American, but he's also got receiver skills. He's not like a typical track guy that can only run good straight ahead. He knows how to wiggle and get open and be a receiver as well.
Gilbert to Goodwin, but he dropped it. First career touchdown for Goodwin was in this game last year when he caught 4 passes.
Right now, even though Holly said Bob Stoops had no points this quarter, they're not going to be quite as aggressive as they've been, in the sense that they're going to try to keep everything in front of them. They'll give up some short completions and try to make Texas put together a long time-consuming drive and then tighten up when it gets in the red zone.
Cody Johnson in as a receiver to the top of your screen. They're looking that way, and they're going that way. And it's complete, and Johnson broke a tackle, and the big fella down the sideline. And he's got a first down for the Longhorns. Johnson's a load to bring down in the secondary, especially. He's 250 pounds.
Well, Oklahoma definitely expected to throw to the wide receiver and not to Cody Johnson. That's why he was open in the secondary.
And now back on the inside. Johnson running the ball this time for about a yard. Bryce Macon made the stop. And we're under 11 minutes.
All of the Texas running backs, or most of them, have been banged up in one way or another. Johnson has battled an ankle injury. Trey Newton has been dealing with a hip pointer. Whitaker's been about the only guy that stayed healthy through the course of the first part of the season.
Second down and 9 in the red zone for Texas, but they got to strike and strike fast and then get it back. Gilbert steps up. Now he's going to run with it to the far side and heading to the sticks. I think he got there about a yard shy. But he stops the clock with 10:21 remaining. Well, obviously, we know it's 2-down territory here, so that's not an issue. They can get a first down just inside the 4-yard line. So they'll have 2 cracks at it. Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator for the Longhorns, knows that. Let's see what he's dialed up. Kirkendall in motion. They'll keep it on the ground to Cody Johnson. Johnson bulling over to the end zone, touchdown. So 2 big plays by Cody Johnson in that drive, and Texas still in it.
Well, nice job by Michael Huey, the left guard. Number 63 is going to pull in front of this play, get a block on the middle linebacker, Wart, and then Cody Johnson's going to follow him right into the end zone.
I know what Texas people are saying that are watching at home right now. Where's Cody Johnson been all day? Comes in and makes an immediate impact with first a 34-yard reception and then a 5-yard touchdown run to cap off a 76-yard march. Texas back in it, 28-17.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here. Dr. Pepper, there's nothing like a pepper. And New York Life Insurance Company.
How you doing, Bear Jerky? It's good to see you. Party with you people.
Burt's Burgers and Fries getting a lot of love out there in the midway today. 9:52 remaining in the ball game as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. And the gap is closed. In fact, in one instance now, Texas has got more total yardage, but the penalties have killed them, especially on that last drive that kept the drive alive that Oklahoma ended up scoring a touchdown on. So things are evening off, but it's still a 2-score game, down 11. And the youngster, Jackson Jeffcoat, had that costly personal foul on the last drive for Oklahoma.
And if you remember, Oklahoma's first touchdown drive was aided by 2 Texas penalties.
That's right.
And their last one aided by the big penalty on Jeffcoat. So very, very costly at the wrong time.
It would appear that it would be way too early to onside kick. We've got 10 minutes left in the football game. Texas, the way their defense has played in the second half, you would think he's going to get it down there. It's a high pooch kick, though, and fielded at the 32. Diving catch by Millard, the freshman again, fullback. So they didn't kick deep, and they just kind of pooched one, trying to keep it out of Madu and Murray's hands back there. I'm not sure they gained that much out of that, but at any rate, that's where Oklahoma works from, their own 34-yard line.
Well, we talked about Kevin Wilson wanted his two playmakers, Murray and Broyles, to touch it at least 35 times. They've touched it 29 times here with 9:51 left in the game.
Broyles had 5 catches in the first half, hasn't had one in the second. Here comes Madu, and Moses out to the 38-yard line. Sam Acho made the stop. DeMarco Murray, big day today. 2 touchdown runs, one of the most acrobatic you'll ever see, and 91 on the ground, and 4 catches as well. Here's a stretch play, Madu, and they stretch him out. And he didn't get to the corner. Nice job by Acho first, and then Shockey Brown ran him out of bounds. Acho's a good player. Well, they always seem to have one at that spot. Ryan Arapco, and you go back all the years, Texas always has a guy like him.
Will Muschamp thinks he's a first-round possible guy as an outside linebacker in a 3-4 defense. He's that kind of athleticism.
Keenan Robinson is the injured party. Aaron Williams down 2. We'll check on him when we come back.
You're watching ESPN, new home of the Bowl Championship Series.
Oklahoma's got a 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 8. Trailing, rather leading by 11. With 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Jones, far side. What a strike. Kenny Stills. Flags are down. Stills not run out of bounds until he gets down to the 32-yard line.
Well, Stills was singled up out there with Curtis Brown, and it was a good read by Landry Jones because it was double coverage on Broyles, the slot, and single coverage outside. And rather rather than falling in love with your favorite receiver, go away from the double coverage and work the single coverage, which is exactly what Landry Jones did. Right decision, right throw, and a big 3rd down conversion for the Sooners.
Kenny Stills has had a big game for his first Red River rivalry. His 5th catch of the afternoon. So now Oklahoma, time is on their side now that they're in the Texas end of the field. And they'll hand it off to DeMarco Murray behind his blockers. Got maybe 3. Texas with 3 timeouts remaining. Oklahoma lost one, remember, on a challenge earlier, but they're not worried about that right now. They just want that clock to run. They could head back to Norman 5-0. Back to an eye backfield, and Landry Jones taking his time. Murray. Positive yards down to the 25. And they'll be right around 7 minutes remaining on the next snap. 2 guys that have both won national titles in their time in Austin and Norman, respectively. Bob Stoops, Mack Brown. 2000 season was Bob Stoops. 2005 for Mack Brown.
Well, Landry Jones has just shown so much composure today, communicating his checks at the line.
Murray met head on by Emmanuel Acho, and he's short of the 1st down. And the field goal unit was halfway to the line of scrimmage, and now they do trot out together. Well, this would make it a 3-score situation if they hit the field goal.
It looks like they're bringing out their other kicker, O'Hara, who is the... Bob Stoops told us if they had to try something around 50, he would be the guy kicking.
Patrick O'Hara, 42-yard field goal attempt.
I don't think they got the play off.
Play game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still touchdown.
So now that's going to make it a little more difficult. Well, they said O'Hara was their long ball guy. I don't think they wanted to back him up on purpose. O'Hara to try to make it 31-17. And they're going to fake it. And it's going to backfire. John Nimmo. Shockey Brown brings him down.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Well, Nimmo was the intended receiver. I mean, he was the guy they wanted to go to. Or he was the guy that's going to throw, and they were trying to get it to the kicker out here. Maybe that's why they put O'Hara in instead of Stevens. But they covered him. Look, he's covered. Nowhere to go with the football, and a big change of events for Texas.
Boy, just when you thought you'd seen a little bit of everything in this game, you see something like that. And now Texas with a chance. Gilbert waited too long. Tom Orth, the middle linebacker. That's the last thing you want to take is a sack way back there.
He's got to get rid of the football, and he's got to anticipate pressure, but there's nobody open. Watch as these Texas receivers go out. I mean, they can't get separation from the secondary. Nobody open, nowhere to go with the football, but he still has to throw it away and not take the sack.
2nd and 21. And again, sideways and backwards, and a loss of a yard.
Really a nice play by Aaron Colvin, because there was a blocker on him, and he just kind of submarined underneath the block and got a tackle. Watch, he goes right under the lineman and gets a piece of the ankles and trips him up.
Well, if you've got one dialed up for 3rd down and 22, throw it out here. Blitz. Gilbert got rid of it, but it's a pickup of about 2.
That's kind of been the story of the day for Texas. When they come up to 3rd down, they make completions, but they're well short of the 1st down. And Oklahoma has done a great job of tackling and not giving up yards after catches to this Texas offense today.
So that sack just determined that entire drive, or lack thereof, and now they got a punt, and they didn't do anything with the fact that they stopped the fake field goal.
And if it was 4th and 4 or 5, they probably would have gone for it. But 4th and this long doesn't make much sense.
So Gold's got a punt. Royals with a fair catch at the 25-yard line. So the score doesn't change, but the clock did. 4:21 remaining. Brent Venables' defense, he is fired up. Sooners should be. They've got the lead in the ball. Michael Chiklis stars in the super-powered series of ABC's No Ordinary Family. Tuesday, 8/7 Central on ABC. Well, those two guys, I don't know if they made friends today, but one looks sad and one looks pretty fired up, because we've got 4:21 left and Oklahoma leads 28-17, and they've got the ball. We talked about, it looks like it's going to be a 2-game losing streak after a week off for Texas to go into Lincoln. We should have also mentioned that Oklahoma doesn't play the rejuvenated Nebraska team this year. So that's one less pain on their schedule.
Unless they meet them in the Big 12 championship.
Exactly.
Game. That's what it could end up being.
There's what we're talking about for Oklahoma. Iowa State, Missouri, Colorado. They'd be favored in all those games for sure. A&M a tough loss Thursday. Baylor with a huge win today over Kansas. 55-7. Was that the final? Something like that. Again, Landry Jones taking all that time and watching that clock wind down before taking the snap with about 2 seconds on the play clock. The boot out to the 29.
And not only does Bob Stoops look to reverse a trend, they've lost 4 of the last 5 to Texas in this series, but really since they got beat by USC in the national championship game, they've been great at home. The one loss was their first loss after that to TCU. Then they've won 33 straight. They haven't been as good away from Norman. That's why this is a huge win, not only to reverse the trend in this series, but to play well on the road. They won on the road in Cincinnati last week, and they looks like they're going to win away from their home stadium again this week. And to be a championship team, you can't just play well at home.
And the Florida State game still their most dominating performance probably of the year, but you look at this one.
Second half, 30 seconds.
Who they're playing and where they're playing, and I think the 28-17 is going to look just as good, if not better, than that lopsided win they had over Florida State. And now, you know, when you think about since that game, Florida State's been a little bit on the rejuvenated side too, so that all of a sudden that win over the Seminoles is looking a little bit better, but this one's going to look great, I think, on the resume.
I think this one looks better because to me they've been dominant, and they were dominant in that one, but it was at home. Right. Florida State wasn't quite as good as they are now. This is an impressive win. I thought Oklahoma's defense was outstanding in this game for the most part. They really shut down, locked down the Texas offense, exposed that they are lacking playmakers. And DeMarco Murray was the best player on the field today. And that's, you know, we kind of said that going in, that he was the guy they were going to feed the football to, and he knew what to do with it today.
They fed it to him, and he ate it up like fried food at the fair for a couple of touchdowns and close to 100 yards rushing. Jones throwing and throwing high, and that stops the clock intended for Broyles.
Well, up until the last 2 third down plays, Oklahoma has been almost unstoppable.
And now they're going to punt it away.
I think they're 9 for 19 now on third downs, but the last 2 they've missed. They were ahead of the chains for most of this game.
Tress Way to punt. They came after it. I don't know if they got a piece of it or he just hit it badly, but it drops down in Oklahoma territory. So every time you think this game's over, it's not.
If I'm Tress Way, I'm telling everybody over there they got a piece of it, because
they definitely took a run at him. Texas consecutive weeks in the top 25, 162, and of course they dropped a whole bunch of spots this past week to come in here at 21. I don't think Mac's worried about that right now. Mac Brown says, let's go get a touchdown, and then the game's not over. Cody Johnson in there. He got him their last score. Gilbert gonna fire deep. Got a man out there.
I think he got one foot in. Yep. All he needs is 1 foot.
Malcolm Williams at the 6. A 41-yard pass play.
One of the reasons Cody Johnson was in, as you look at the end of this catch, beautiful work by Malcolm Williams catching the football. Does he have 1 foot in? That's all he needs in. There it is. The left foot was in, and they're right back to the line of scrimmage.
First and goal, Texas at the 6. Gilbert rolling left, throwing to the corner. Incomplete. Kirkendall was out there, but he threw it behind him, well behind him. Finally, Texas got a big play other than the one by Monroe early in the game.
The first big pass play really down the field. Good catch, got the left foot in. Cody Johnson got a nice chip block on Jeremy Beal to slow down the pass rush, and a nice throw by Gilbert.
Texas trying to pack one in here to make it a ball game late in the fourth quarter.
They have to get something to the back of the end zone, back in here. Oklahoma really close to the line of scrimmage.
Gilbert scans the field, goes far side, completed about the 6, but only to the 4 goes Barrett Matthews. Now they got to hustle. They got 3 timeouts remaining, but we're down to 2 minutes. 3rd and goal. Last time they gave it to Cody Johnson and let him steamroll his way on the ground. He's in there with Gilbert. Gilbert rolling to his right to the corner of the end zone, too high for Kirkendall. And it's down to one play. They're going to bring out the field goal unit, I think. Get it here, kick onside, and try to get 8 next time, huh?
Yep.
And the officials are going to time out with a Sooner shaken up on the play.
Jonathan Nelson, I think, the safety.
He went airborne and bad landing. He and Wirt were over there covering on Kirkendall. Jonathan Nelson, senior, a Texas native out of Arlington, just down the road. Meanwhile, Texas is going to try to make it an 8-point game, apparently. And this should be about a 21-yarder for Justin Tucker. Cade McCrary to hold. Tucker from 21. Up and just inside the left upright. So Texas isn't done yet. A minute 39 remaining in the fourth quarter. 8-point game. Todd, they got a big pass play down the sideline, but for the second time on a 1st and goal situation, Texas comes up with only 3.
Yeah, unable to find something open. Credit to Oklahoma's goal line defense and their red zone defense. It's been a problem for Texas so far this year, not able to score touchdowns when they've gotten in the red zone.
Oklahoma's going to bring out some guys with some good hands. In fact, they have nobody at all back by the referee. Ryan Broyles.
Well, when they worked on this in practice, they kicked it to the right and tried to get a high bouncer to the right.
Matt Brown, final instructions to his kicker.
One of the differences is when I saw it on Thursday, they practiced inside on an artificial surface. This natural grass surface may not get the same high bounce that you get inside. Look who's back here on the hands team right there, DeMarco Murray.
Exactly, and we already saw Broyles in there. And they're going to line drive it down the field and hope it dies and hope a Longhorn can get there, but it's going to be Murray. It made the end zone. Wow. By about 2 feet, a couple of rolls of the football. So we come out to the 20 for Oklahoma. This is where you want that baby to die, right there.
And this is where you want DeMarco Murray to be the guy to secure it for Oklahoma. I mean, you know, he's had great plays. That was a huge play right there by him.
Yeah, it was. Texas still has all its timeouts. With 1:39 remaining in the fourth quarter. And we put it that way instead of saying in the game, because you never know. We've seen enough of this game today with some strange twists to think that it might not be over. High backfield again. This has been good to them today. With Miller the lead man for DeMarco Murray. That'll be the case again. Murray tripped up though and lands right at the line of scrimmage. And timeout. Texas. Mac Brown sprinted over there to get a timeout called. 1:35 remaining.
Take a look at the All-State good hands play. It was the touchdown to James Hanna. Now here he is right here. Watch the movement, the shifting, and the motion. They start him on the right, then they move him and the other tight end to the left. That creates some confusion. Then they bring Hanna back in motion. Some more confusion, and the result is Hanna finds himself all alone in the back of the end zone with a touchdown that made it 21-7, and really Oklahoma has not looked back since then.
Now Texas can only stop it twice more. You see Josh Heupel in that offensive huddle. Heupel, the quarterback that led Oklahoma to that national championship we talked about. Second down and 10 for the Sooners. Jones again. Calmly goes up to his offensive line. And somebody went the wrong way. Jones. And they're going to sack him. The ball is out. The ball is out. Did it get out of bounds, though? Murray might have gotten over there, or it went out of bounds before anybody had control. Oh, you talk about a busted play. That was almost a busted game.
Landry Jones had one bad play last week against Cincinnati. This would have been his worst play of the season if it stays in bounds. I think Jones hit the ball at the very end and knocked it towards out of bounds. He knew he made a mistake. Let's see if he doesn't swat it out of bounds.
He did get a hand in it, I think. But now they go back to live action, and look out, DeMarco Murray. He might save the day yet, but that last play did save Texas a timeout because the ball went out of bounds. Now they take one here.
Oh my goodness, how close was that play? Are you kidding me? I mean, think about it. The fake field goal that backfired, the shank punt, and now this was the worst yet.
He just dropped it.
He just dropped the football. It was a busted play. Somebody went the wrong way. He should have just gone down and forced Texas to call a timeout.
Remember that Temptation song, Ball of Confusion? That's the way I feel the last 5 minutes right here with what's going on. 1:08. Texas will get the ball back. Aaron Williams was ever going to pick a spot to get a nice return. It would be here.
Low kick.
But he's got to call fair catch. And he dropped it. Wait a minute. Oklahoma's got it, I think. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That'll seal the deal. The punt snapper, James Winchester, just fired the shot heard round the cotton ball. What an unbelievable finish. Williams has it come out. The guy that snapped it comes up with the play of the day, maybe of his college football life.
Last week in the loss to UCLA, Curtis Brown dropped a punt inside his 5 that led to a Bruin touchdown. This one even costlier by Aaron Williams.
And Mack Brown knows now. He's just shaking his head saying no timeout. It's over. And Bob Stoops will get the upper hand in this one today after Texas had won 4 of the last 5. What an absolutely crazy fourth quarter.
I mean, can you imagine, as good as Landry Jones has played all day, if that game ends with a fumble recovery for a touchdown, or at least, wow. Unbelievable. Oklahoma likes to make it interesting in the fourth quarter, I guess.
Yeah, they do.
That's their MO this year.
Well, there's the feeling on the Texas side. Jubilation on the Sooner side. Oklahoma wins it. It went right down to the finish.
5-0 is 5-0.
Two guys with a lot of respect for one another. Shake hands in midfield. Oklahoma. Aaron Williams is going to feel bad. He played a great game, and the secondary was in on a million snaps, it seemed like. And the one snap he'd like to have back, he'll never get back. Let's go down to Holly.
Well, Coach Stoops, what went through your mind when your quarterback just dropped the ball right there against the goal line?
We should have called timeout. That was my fault. We mixed up in the play calling, and we got lucky. You know, just fortunate.
That was kind of a crazy fourth quarter, a lot of ups and downs. What were you thinking?
Well, I just wanted to see us. We had a good defensive stop when we had to have it. And, you know, offensively, it just, at the end there, we just didn't execute as well as we did most of the night. But fortunately, we got away with it.
You did execute well, particularly in the first half. What was the key to your offense to really take control of this game?
The ability to run the football. That was a big, big factor in the game. And we took care of the football. You know, that's the other part.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Nice to see a senior like DeMarco Murray go out with such a bang today as he helps the Sooners win it 28-10. And that 5-0 feels a heck of a lot better for the Sooners than what it was a year ago. Final score, 28-20. That's going to do it from the Cotton Bowl. For Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and our entire crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from Dallas.